Hello and welcome to Chinese Novel Audiobook. Explore our playlist for more captivating novels, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new audiobook. Now, let's dive into today's story. Chapter 21. King's one-style stunt is named. Wait until the mobs are completely gone. A teacher who had been beaten by a mob just now stood up angrily and pointed at Wang Feng and asked, "King, why did you let them go? They are a group of mobs. Letting them go is equivalent to letting the tiger go back to the mountain and killing more people. What kind of hero are you doing this way? Yes, this kind of social scum should be cleaned up quickly, otherwise more people will be harmed. Uncle King, why did you let the bad guys go? Wouldn't the heroes defeat all bad guys and protect the good guys?" Wang Feng frowned slightly, his face blushed slightly, and he did not answer, and fled the great hall. The accompanying Mike looked at Wang Feng's lonely figure, and was very angry with the teacher and them. "Mr. King saved you. You are not grateful. It is too much to sting Mr. King's heart with words. King, don't think you can escape. We will write a complaint to the association and hold you accountable. With our taxpayers' money, but not doing business, we will not stop there. I used to think of you as an idol, but now I am the object of nausea, vomit, yuck." Wang Feng has long disappeared, and the teachers are still chattering. Mike rushed to his head with anger. "Enough, why did King let the thugs go? Can't you see it? King let go of the thugs for you." Quote. The teachers were frightened by Mike's roar and looked at the emotional Mike in a daze. Mike yelled at the teacher excitedly, "With the power of King, all thugs can be killed easily, but if the thugs all hold submachine guns in their hands, if they rise up to resist, how many of you and your children will die at gunpoint? Have you ever thought about it? King is the strongest man on the surface, no matter how strong the weird and how cruel the villain is, no one has ever survived under his hands, but today he just let go of the mob in order to save you. This is the first time that a gangster has left the King alive. This time it will be a stain on King's record, do you understand? King thinks about you so much, what have you done? Use your teeth." The sharp mouth stabs King's heart deeply. The damage caused by weirdos and thugs to King is far inferior to yours with a mouth. The teachers looked at the excited Mike in a daze, and there was a glimmer of enlightenment in their eyes. It turned out that King was to save us and put stains on his perfect record, and we deeply hurt King's righteous heart. What the did you do? Pu Tong. The first teacher to accuse Wang Feng knelt down suddenly, bursting into tears, crying loudly, "King, I was wrong. We were wrong too." The teachers lowered their heads in shame. Chi. In the toilet of the Sunflower Kindergarten, a sound of urination continued to float. Wang Feng spit out his mouth comfortably. He was scared to urinate just now. Fortunately, he was calm enough to deal with the mob problem wisely. "Well, by the way, those teachers seem to be very excited to ask me what is it? Oops, because I'm all focused on holding back my urine, I didn't hear clearly, and it was too embarrassing. How to answer after going back? Forget it, just leave, lest it will be hard to resist the children and teachers who adoring and adore yourself. As for the hero promotion activities. Well, in this situation, the teacher and the children are scared enough, who is still in the mood to listen to him make up stories." He left the toilet and quietly returned to the car. After waiting for a while, he saw an angry Mike coming back. "Mr. King, are you okay?" Mike said excitedly. "I have already taught them, they already know they are wrong. These teachers are still cultural people." Unable to see the deep meaning of Mr. King, he read for nothing. "Nothing, I can understand them. When everyone is confused, when they calm down, they will regain their senses. Being a teacher, such a gaffe in front of the students will have a bad effect on the children. It is indeed necessary to educate the children. However, such things as fanatical chasing of stars, ancient and modern, Chinese and foreign, two-dimensional and three-dimensional, he is embarrassed to blame these crazy worship of himself fans. Of course, one thing must be said, fanatic star chasing is not a must. A few days ago, there was also a fan of weirdo who fell into a coma and went to jail because of this. That was a tragic lesson. Here, I once again warned everyone to chase stars sensibly, for you, for him, and for everyone." Wang Feng thought. Mike respectfully said, "Mr. King, you are the most generous person I have ever seen. Perhaps, only your invincible strength can be worthy of your kind of magnanimous demeanor. Well, Wang Feng did not answer. He felt that Mike was too rewarding. Isn't it normal for a star to forgive his fanatic fans? Hey, he is so embarrassed to praise me so much. After Mike sent Wang Feng to the railway station, he returned directly to the headquarters to report on what happened today. Wang Feng got on the train alone. Sitting on the train, he pulled out his attribute board. Name: Wang Feng. English name: King. Level: Level 4. Experience value: 713 1500. Physical strength: 4. Power: 3. Speed: 13. Defense: 2. Lucky value: hidden attributes, cannot be viewed, cannot be changed. Attribute points: 5. Skill: Liquid Jet LV1. Jet liquid out to attack the enemy. Skill points: 3. Cards: 1-star card Vaccine Man Young, 2-star card Fonta Weird, 4-star Weird Vaccine Man. Warm reminder: 1. Every attribute of a normal person is 5. Full value is 100. 2. The power of the skill depends on the level and is not affected by the character itself, but the number of times the skill is released is affected by the power attribute. I realized a skill. Wang Feng smiled with satisfaction. At that time, the situation was urgent. He used a 2-star card, Sprite Monster, and gained more than 1,000 experience. What surprised him was that he never comprehended the successful card character skills, and finally he won a prize once. The power of the skill depends on the level. He continued to look down. After reading the reminder, his eyes lit up and he couldn't wait to ask the system, "Hey, system, what is the highest skill level? Are there any restrictions on adding skill points?" Ding! According to the system settings, the highest level of all skills is level 5, and the power of the skills increases as the skill level increases. However, the number of skill releases is affected by the host's physical strength. Each time a skill is released will consume the host's physical strength. If the physical strength is insufficient, skills will not be released. In addition, it should be noted that from level 1 to 10 of the host, the highest skill level can be increased to level 1, 11 to 20, and the highest skill level can be increased to level 2. Level 41 to 50, skills can be improved to the highest level 5. I have a sentence about MMP I don't know if it should be said or not. Wang Feng's eyes are dull, and the system settings are cheating. According to his observations, all aspects of the system are designed to correspond to the real world. For example, weird people have 5 levels of wolf, tiger, ghost, dragon and god, and cards also have 5 stars. There are 5 levels of skills, that is to say, level 1 skills are equivalent to the strength of wolf level monsters, level 2 skills are equivalent to the strength of tiger level monsters, and so on. Level 5 skills are equivalent to the strength of god level monsters. What makes him so popular is that the system abruptly limits his chances to improve his skill level. According to the system settings, before he is 10, no matter how hard he struggles, his skill level can only be LV1, which is equivalent to the strength of a wolf-level monster. In other words, it is impossible for him to use his skills to sling the ghost dragon god. If he wants to have the strength to defeat the ghost dragon god, he can only honestly upgrade and increase his attributes. Just have a cannon, but no cannonballs. Of course, in the early stage, it was useless to improve his physical strength. Because of the skill level limitation, he couldn't help much. Stroke like this, he knows where to add future attribute points. Before, he thought that martial arts in the world can only be broken quickly, so he added all the upgraded attribute points to the speed, but after several crises of weirdos, he found that there was no chance to play the speed of running. Therefore, he decided to add attribute points mainly to defense in the future. As the saying goes, let you beat the waves, I will stand still, let you add a sword and axe, I am not bad from King Kong. www.mtlnovel.com. When my defense is at full level, you can try to move a hair on me, if you can pull it out, I will lose. When Wang Feng returned home, Mike had already returned to the headquarters and reported today's knowledge to Ziki in the combat room of the operation department. When Wang Feng opened his mouth and spit out a wave of energy comparable to a grenade, Ziki's golden eyebrows wrinkled. Describe the activation process of the king's move in detail. Yes, Minister. Mike gushed. The situation was very critical at the time. The mob led the gun and prepared to shoot at Mr. King. He said that it was too late and it was fast. Mr. King suddenly opened his mouth. It was like a high-powered light bulb was plugged into his mouth. With the dazzling light, the next second, like a flashlight turned on, the light ball flew towards the mob's mushroom leader, blasting the opponent into serious injuries. Hello, eldest brother, Wang Feng just spit on his mouth. How come he has become a wave of energy with a radiant light when he gets to you? Will nonsense be fined? Hiss. After listening to Mike's description, Sick and others took a breath. They had seen the superpowers of the tornado, the swordsmanship of the atomic warriors, the martial arts of Bangu, and the pure physical power of the superalloy black light. I have even seen the mechanical power of a metal knight, and I have also seen Flesh's ghostly speed and the pig god's big stomach that can swallow an elephant. However, the first time they heard of a hero who emits energy waves, and the last time it was confirmed that the king has superpowers, they found that the more mysterious the king is, the more intense it is. Collison, you are the person in charge of hero information management. Please verify what Mike said as soon as possible. After CIC calmed down, he ordered, if the information is not wrong, then King's stunt is named. The profound meaning of King Flo Qigong Emperor's Mouth Cannon. Chapter 22. Arbiter of Desire. The results of Collison's investigation of King's Emperor's Mouth Cannon came out very quickly, but the content of the investigation report was very unsatisfactory, and the teachers and children answered variously. Some said, at that time, I only saw King's mouth, and an invisible sound wave spread out like a water wave. The mob didn't even have a chance to react and fell on the spot. Invisible sound wave. Very good, very powerful. Some said, Lord King opened his mouth at that time, and a big red heart kiss flew out and exploded beside the mob. This is a bit too much. Some said, I think King is like a ***** of creation. God said, there must be light, so there is light. King said, you deserve to die, so the mob fell. Are you the eldest brother? Or elder sister? Do you have to pay taxes on obscenity? Of course, in addition to the teachers who felt ashamed to King, they tried their best to speak nice things to King. They described King as rare in the earth and nothing on earth. There are also a group of innocent children in the kindergarten. Their answers are exceptionally uniform. Uncle King. Spit the bad guy. 1. A spitting mob. CIC scanned the investigation report a few times and stared at Collison. Do you think this statement is reliable? Collison pushed his glasses and said seriously, Minister Sick, I think the children lack knowledge of the world, and they lack considerable vocabulary reserves. They cannot use correct words to describe King's moves. From the children's point of view, only saliva comes out from the mouth, so I think the children's answers can only prove that King's moves are shot from the mouth, but it cannot be used as evidence of specific moves. However, the words of the teachers have their own opinions. So it is impossible to determine the specific moves of King. Well, what you said is very reasonable. Ziki smiled with satisfaction. Since I can't figure out the specific moves of King, then according to Mike's definition, it is officially named as the King's Mouth Cannon, which is on the official website of the association. Just write it like this. As one of the association's signature figures, how can King's move be spitting? It is too low and affects the image, so even if the children say it is true, they will choose to ignore it for the benefit and image of the association. They are more willing to believe the exaggerated descriptions of Mike and the teachers, not to mention, with the strength of King, an exaggerated description will definitely be believed by the public. Therefore, there is no danger of being questioned. By the way, the promotional activities of Sunflower Kindergarten were not successfully held. You can call King for me, and we will discuss again to see when we will carry out hero promotion. Minister, just make a phone call to discuss this kind of trivial matter. King is so busy, which one of your eyes sees King is busy? He's clearly painful, we always disturb him. No, in addition to the hero promotion, I have another creative idea for shooting a new advertisement. I must ask King to come over and discuss it. Huh. Minister, would you still dare to find King to shoot an advertisement? You are not afraid that he smashed the headquarters? Collison gave a wry smile. King warned them not to mess with them last time. Minister Ziki is playing with fire. It's okay, this time I shot a serious hero advertisement. Zeke stared at King's investigation report, and a creative public service advertisement in his mind was gradually taking shape. Well, I'll let Mike pick it up. Collison reluctantly agreed, praying in his heart that Zeke would not faint, otherwise he would spend an extra every year buying incense candles for Zeke to go to the grave. Ding dong. Wang Feng was playing a game at home, when suddenly someone rang the doorbell. Click. Mike. After opening the door, he looked at Mike with a cardboard box in surprise. Why are you here? Mike looked at Wang Feng adoringly. Master King, Minister Sick asked me to pick you up to the headquarters, and at the same time give you a letter of appreciation from the Sunflower Kindergarten teachers and children. Wang Feng took the cardboard box and asked casually, "Oh, Zeke has something to do with me." Mike, the main reason is that this hero propaganda activity was interrupted. The minister wants to discuss with you about the restart plan. Huh, just this little thing. Wang Feng greeted Mike to come in and sit down. Mike started looking at the second floor without the floor in surprise, and replied respectfully, "Oh, the minister seems to have other important matters to discuss with you, so let me come and pick you up." Well, anyway, idle is idle. Wang Feng opened the cardboard box and read several thank you letters sent by the teachers and students of the Sunflower Kindergarten, and found that they were almost all apologies. He was at a loss and he didn't know why. Mike, I'll leave when I clean up. He moved the cardboard box into the sundries room and glanced at the vaccine human egg again. He found that the vaccine human egg still had no response. He looked back depressed and followed Mike to the Heroes Association headquarters. Oh city, seaside. Humans full of desire, accept the verdict. Wow. The sea parted, and from the bottom of the seabed came out a strange man 7 or 8 meters high. His body was shriveled like a corpse, his head had 4 sides, his face was strange like an alien. Weirdo. Escape. The stranger just appeared, the tourists on the beach suddenly screamed in horror and fled, but suddenly all fell softly, like a domino. From near to far, the stranger seemed to exude a regular fluctuation. Any contact with this kind of fluctuation, all of them will lose consciousness and fall into a coma. The weird man stepped on the beach, without even looking at the fallen human being, walked towards the center of O, leaving a series of huge footprints on the beach. Attention residents of City O and residents of City O. The Heroes Association has notified urgently that ghost-level weirdos have appeared on the beach and are invading the city center. Reading www.uakanshu.com is currently dispatching heroes to eliminate the weirdos. Before the weirdos are eliminated, please stay away from the beach and go to shelters. The weird alarm in downtown O issued an emergency notification. After listening to the announcement in horror, the residents of O City rushed to the shelter or other cities in a panic. However, once there is a large-scale flow of people, there will be congestion, traffic jams, crowded people, and the efficiency of escape is very slow. Weirdo came step by step without killing anyone, but countless people lost consciousness because of this and fell on the street, looking from a distance, as if a farmhouse was drying rice. The weird man's left mouth kept muttering, "Appetite," the back mouth shouted, "Kill thought," the right mouth laughed strangely, "Sex river crab desire," the front face just sounded the trial. Judgment. Where it passes, all humans will pass out. Like a curse, no one can escape. Perhaps as it said, it is the judge of desire, whoever possesses the 3 desires of appetite, desire to kill, and sexual desire. Everyone must accept the verdict. However, appetite is the basis for human survival, and sexual desire is the basis for human existence. Basically every human being has these 2 desires. Unless a god, no one can escape one of the 2 desires. In addition, there is a killing thought on the back of the weirdo, which means that the person who moves the killing thought will also be judged. No matter who the killing thought is sent to, it may be the enemy or the weird person. Anyway, if you move the killing thought, you have to accept the judgment. Is so domineering. From this point of view, it is not so much that the abilities of weirdos resemble a curse, but rather it is a newly formulated natural rule for the destruction of all mankind. This is very similar to the vaccine man. Could it be an ambassador for the protection of the Earth? Chapter 23. Super Alloy Black Light and Metal Knight, Defeat. City Heroes Association Headquarters. War Room. Deep Dick. The staff are actively collecting information about the Desire Arbiter who landed in O City. Report, Minister Sichi, the 3A-level heroes who were commissioned to go to O City to eliminate the eccentric philosophers, Momotari and Stoge have lost contact, and the guess has been lost. After receiving the hero information, Collison immediately reported to CIC. What? I was still talking on the phone one moment, and lost contact the next moment. What kind of weird is this? Why is it so powerful? Ziki frowned. Contact the nearest S-rank hero and ask to go to destroy the weirdo. According to the latest hero positioning, the 10th superalloy black light of the S-class hero is near O City. Do you contact me? Superalloy black light, possessing the most powerful body of an S-rank hero, is a rare bald powerhouse with no hair training, and possesses the terrifying power to destroy dragon-rank monsters. One punch in the world of Superman, belongs to the bald head strong party. Connect. Maria knocked on the phone number of Super Alloy Black Light. After the call was connected, Sick told Super Alloy Black Light about the situation of the weirdo and asked Super Alloy Black Light to go to destroy the weird person. Ha! Weirdo. Leave it to me, just to show the effect of my recent muscle training, and let me teach the ignorant weirdo who dare to invade the human realm. On the other side of the phone, the Super Alloy Black Light confidently accepted. Half an hour later. O City. The superalloy black light stood at the intersection of City O, looking at the weird man who was approaching. He raised his head and chest, his face was confident, and his inner voice kept saying, "You must be confident on your face, you must stand upright, and you must be surrounded by cameras. Association the people are all looking at my perfect body, yes, they must be looking at my perfect body." He twisted his arm hard, his black skin muscles made a creak, and his face was hanging. Smile. Weirdo, hey, let my perfect muscles take care of you. As he said, he kicked his feet and rushed towards the weird person. However, as soon as he entered a certain range, he halted his body, his eyes were lost, and his face fell unbelievably soft. It's over, let people see the embarrassing side, how to live in the future. Minister Ziki, it's not good, the super alloy black light has lost contact, visually has encountered a strange man and fell into a coma. What? The super alloy black light failed. Damn it. Is it possible that the disaster of the weirdo should be the dragon? Siki shook his whole body and stared in disbelief. The super alloy black light was already one of the best heroes in the association's combat effectiveness. He was defeated without even resisting a few times. How strong is that strange man? How is the information collection of weird people? He is very irritable. He has been engaged in the command of eliminating weird people for many years. He has never seen such a weird person. Once the staff of their association enters a certain distance, they will immediately lose consciousness and become vegetative weird state. Maria Wei, responsible for the collection of weird information, reported, "Our people cannot get close to weird people. We can only use camera technology to observe them from a distance. According to my judgment, weird people have powers similar to curses. Once everyone enters a certain distance, they will suffer curse and lose consciousness." Siki knocked on the table sharply, and said, "Damn it, immediately summon the S-rank hero to discuss the way to eliminate the weirdo. By the way, let me wake up the tornado that took a nap by the way." Yes. Coulson led out to arrange tasks. Because it was an emergency call, the association dispatched their military planes to the cities of S-class heroes and invited all S-class heroes to the headquarters to gather. Jace, contact the local government and request to dispatch drones to take pictures of weird people at close range and observe more information about weird people, so that we can formulate relevant countermeasures. Yes. Jace immediately contacted the local government to request the use of local military forces. According to scarce data, people cannot get close to the weird, and naturally cannot get more useful information. Only machines can exempt the curse of the weird. Maria, call the camera near the weird person, try to collect as much information about the weird person as possible, even if there is a major discovery, even report it. Clear. Maria flirted with her short dark green hair, and led her team to call for a camera review of the weird, and summarize the information displayed by the weird bit by bit. Collison came back to report, "Minister, the plane has already been arranged. I believe it will not be long before every S-level hero will arrive." Ziki nodded. "Okay, can you contact the Metal Knight?" From the current situation, I am afraid that only the Metal Knight robot can be immune to the curse of the weirdo. Approach the weirdo and fight with it. The Metal Knight, the hero ranks 6th in the S rank, whose original name is Dr. Beaufoy, a super mechanical genius doctor, with 4 big buck teeth, a sinister and insidious mad scientist. The S-rank hero Tong Di was once his assistant. He owns a lot of cutting-edge technology. The research and development of many ultra-era equipment of the Heroes Association and the construction of the Hero headquarters are all from the hands of Dr. Poveri, a veritable Frankenstein. After Collison's affirmative reply, Six said immediately, "Call now, and let the Metal Knight dispatch his mechanical team to destroy the weird people as soon as possible." Yes. Collison was ordered to contact the Metal Knights and report back later. "Minister, the Metal Knights have agreed to take action. He will send more than a dozen newly developed combat robots to deal with strangers." According to him, each of his new combat robots has destroyed the fighting power of ghost-level weirdos. Well, I hope to successfully solve the threat of the weirdo. Ziki was very worried. The weird people who appeared this time were too weird, and he couldn't guarantee that the robot team of Metal Knights would be able to eliminate the weird people. Oh city. Oh, there are some nasty little things here. Destroy them. A human toy. Quack, I can finally move my muscles and bones. The robot team of the Metal Knights is very fast. Under the order, like a small plane soaring into the sky, it arrived in O City in more than 20 minutes and surrounded the strangers. These robots are like Gundams, with broadswords on their backs, rocket launchers on their shoulders, and their hands and feet are as flexible as real people. Here, it. More than a dozen robots sounded mechanically cold, their shoulders stretched out their barrels, and the flames lit up. Shoo shoo. 70 or 80 rocket launchers lost out, drawing brilliant trajectories in the air. Rumbling. There was a crackling sound like a firecracker. The weird person seemed to be covered with neon lights, colorful flashes, and fire raging. Attack like an ant. Hee hee, fun and fun. I can't help myself. Tickle. Good technique. The weird man spoke with 4 faces, mocking each sentence. The increased power of the Metal Knight robots that can eliminate the ghost-level weirdos, the rocket launchers, did not work for the weird people in front of them. Snap it. The weirdo sprang up suddenly, and the half-meter-sized palm on the left grabbed the robot's ankle and pulled it hard. Wow. The robot's thigh was directly torn off. Boom. The weirdo succeeded with his left hand, and his right hand was also unwilling to show weakness. He pinched one of the robots by the neck, www.mtlnovel.com, and slammed them in the direction of the other robots, knocking them over. The threat of the enemy has increased, and fight freely. The remaining robots suddenly drew out the sharp broadswords behind them, and rushed forward without fear of death. Boom. Boom. However, no matter how many rats there are, they will not bite the elephant. Instead, they will be trampled to death by the elephant. Within a few minutes of effort, the entire army of a dozen or so robots of the Metal Knight was wiped out. A boring battle. Our duty is to destroy mankind. Desire is sin, accept judgment. Upstairs, you said the wrong line, it's a verdict. The weirdo did not look at the robot remains scattered on the ground, and continued to move in the direction of City A. Report to the minister, the Metal Knight's robot team has been destroyed. This means that the association's plan to use robots to eliminate weird people has failed. Damn it. CIC thumped the table anxiously. Collison, urged the staff of the S-class heroes to go out and ask them to speed up. Okay. Collison took the order and left. By the way, at the same time, notify the Metal Knight, let him send ground robots to rescue the citizens on the way of the weirdos, and prevent them from being trampled to death by the weirs. Clear. CIC was upset and told Collison to execute the order. Maria reported the latest weird news. Minister, the citizens of the city where the weird passed by have all fallen into a coma. At present, O City has been paralyzed and intimidated, and the weird is moving towards City A. Maria, raise the level of the weirdo to Dragon level. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel Chapter 24. The power of this rule is too incomprehensible. Shua. The door of the war room opened. Hey, Uncle Ziki, what can you do to come to me in such a hurry? I'm in a cram school, which made me lie to go to the bathroom and leave, and I will be scolded by the teacher next time in class. Tong Di was carrying a school bag and a lollipop in his mouth, complaining all the way. Tong Di, the hero, ranks 5th in the S rank, a 10-year-old boy, one of the think tanks of the Heroes Association. He uses the technological weapons hidden in his backpack to fight the enemy. At the same time, after removing the weapons, he himself has the same strength as a grade A hero, Bofo. Former assistant of Dr. Yi, Metal Knight. Tong Di, you are here just right, to help us analyze the weakness of the weird man. This weird man is very weird. So far, we have not been able to find an effective way to attack. Ziki saw that Tong Di was coming, his face was happy, and he quickly asked Tong Di to analyze the weird information. Well, Tong Di licked the lollipop, staring at the fast-playing relationship video on the computer screen for an instant, while listening to Maria's description of the superalloy black light and the failure of heroes such as the Metal Knight. The more he looked at the little eyebrows, the more frowned. Finally, he said with a solemn expression on his small face, "This is an almost incomprehensible weird. What? How could there be a setting of incomprehensibility in the world? Saitama, what do you think? King, what do you think? 6. First reaction is impossible. If it is true, does it mean that humans will perish? From these videos, I guess." Tong Di subconsciously licked a lollipop, and said solemnly, "The power of this weirdo comes from the rules of nature, or in other words, the rules of nature." Rules. What source of power is that? Ziki wondered. He had heard of power sources such as mechanical power, martial arts, superpowers, and physical training, but had never heard of the power of rules. Swartsky Sword said that all power in the world comes from the rules of nature. Tong Di explained and analyzed. If I am not mistaken, weird people should have a rule power of desire to judge. Listen carefully to weird people. From the beginning to the end, the appetite, sex, river crab, desire, killing thought, and judgment, that were whispered from beginning to end, it can be inferred that anyone who possesses these 3 desires, no matter how strong you are, will enter the range of weird power fluctuations, will be judged and lose consciousness. What? How is it possible? Ziki and others looked at Tong Di, who was licking a lollipop, in shock. However, the defeat of the super alloy black light just proved Tong Di's reasoning. No matter how strong you are, under the aura of the weird rules, there is no room for resistance. How is it possible? The tornado floated in from the outside, and she yawned. I finally took a nap and was awakened by you again. Really, can't I do things after you leave? Humph. Tornado, you finally woke up. Siki's eyes lit up and he was overjoyed. We have encountered an unsolvable weirdo. It seems that only you can destroy the weird without injury. Tornado proudly hugged his chest and said, "What, there are no other heroes in the Heroes Association? I have to ask me to come forward and solve the weirdos." Cut. The Heroes Association should be called the Tornado Association. What's the use of raising other heroes? Hey, hee hee. Ziki chuckled and did not answer. Shua shua. The door of the war room opened again, and the 15th S-class metal bat came in carrying his special baseball bat. He combed the airplane head, dressed in a black jacket, red long-sleeved t-shirt, loose black sweatpants, and his face was full. Sneer. Hey, sick, warn you in advance, in order to come over, I gave up watching Kianzi's piano competition. If you have nothing important, be careful that I smashed the headquarters. Ha ha ha. Ziki gave a strong laugh. What kind of S-rank heroes he recruited, one is more strange than the other, or the personality is too strong. Oh, many people have arrived. Venerable Vest came in with 2 500 kilograms dumbbells. Step on. Later, the 12th shining fries of the S-class hero also arrived. He has long, smooth blonde hair, with a few blue star hairpins in his hair, blue eyes in all face, and a handsome mess. He is dressed in white. With a cloak and a dark armored tights, after entering the war room, he raised his eyes and glanced at everyone, and immediately leaned against the wall quietly holding his beloved knife, Shunsamaru, without making any comments. Collison, what about the other S-tier heroes? 6 sees that an hour has passed since the time, how come only the few S-rank heroes in front of him come here, the atomic warrior? Where are the silver fangs? Where is the pig god? Where's the prisoner? Drive the cavaliers. What about zombie men? Where's the police dogman? King. Well, King is already on his way, blasting. Forget, this ancestor has never appeared before. Collison solemnly reported. Minister, the atomic warrior hurt his hand yesterday by peeling an apple. Currently, he is recovering from his injuries. The silver fangs have gone out to buy vegetables. They are temporarily unable to find them. The pig god is said to be eating and holding on, and has indigestion. He went out for a walk. Digested and disappeared. The prisoner saw a beautiful man in the TV news, and went to pursue others after escape from prison. There is no news for the time being. The driving night is replacing important parts of the privacy part of the body, and can't spare time to come over. Zombie the man encountered a tragic car accident when he ran a red light and was crushed by the truck. Now his body has not recovered. The police dogman said that he only guards the Q City. The cottage Q City like O City is not under his protection. King is already in the Mike's car and has just entered City A. I believe he will arrive soon. Besides, the blasting still cannot be contacted, and I don't know his life or death. Well, I see. I don't care about them for the time being. Ziki looked at the incoming S-rank heroes solemnly. Tongdi, tell them about the weirdness of the weirdo. Tongdi licked the lollipop and introduced. The four-sided monster, or the desire judge, is more appropriate. Its power is very special. It belongs to the power of rules that have never appeared before. Anyone who has appetite, andisex, river crab, people with these three desires, no matter how strong you are, after entering the fluctuation range of the weird rules, they will be judged and lose consciousness. Appetite is the basis for human survival, and crab desire is the basis for human existence. Every human being will have one of these two desires. In addition, those who possess the idea of killing will also be judged. That is to say, we want to eliminate weird people, and we naturally touch the bottom line of the rules. So, the power of the weirdest rules is almost incomprehensible. The metal bat doesn't care. Hey, whether it is a ghost-level weirdo or a dragon-level weirdo, I will break it all. Venerable Vest holds his dumbbell. Let my Vest teach it how to behave well. The dragon scroll hung his chest in the air, contemptuously saying, there is no weird person in the world that can't be solved by a meteorite. If there is, then too. Fresh glanced at Tongdi lightly, stroked his beloved knife, and said nothing. Ahem, you may not understand the meaning of Tongdi's words. Ziki gave a dry cough, and said in a deep voice, not long ago, super alloy black light was defeated. He lost his consciousness without even having the chance to get close to the weird person. Hiss. Metal bats and others took a breath. They are also S-rank heroes. Of course, they know the strength of superalloy black light, the terrifying physical defense and the powerful strength that no one in the association can match. If they fight, they will not. Grasping to win the black light, however, is such a strong guy. I am afraid of being a stranger. Seconds. Only robots can get rid of the power of the weirdest rules. Tongdi gave another heavy message. However, the dozen or so robots that Dr. Beaufoy sent out that can eliminate ghost-level weirs were also destroyed by the Desire Adjudicator. In other words, two S-rank heroes have already been defeated, and the level of the weirdo may be special dragon level. Quote. Vest the Vest and the others fell silent. Peas. Fresh little theater. Fresh. Pay currency, you give me out. My old lady finally appeared on the stage, you didn't give a line. What do you mean? D-Class Hero 666 Shell Coin. Oh, your setting is that there is no line. You are a facade to make up the number of characters, and it's okay to put on a pose and pretend to be cold. Fresh. Stop talking, draw your sword, my old lady will show you what speed is. Bitcoin. I will arrange lines for you at the end, and speed it up. Fresh. Okay. Stunts light speed get out. Gulu Gulu. Chapter 25. There are weirdos on the way forward, pit. The news thrown by Ziki and Tongdi shocked everyone. After a while, the metal bat cuts. I don't care what special dragon or regular dragon it is. Anyway, I will break it. Well, I am very weak, so I have to say that I am very strong. Tornado snorted. Leave it to me, that weird man is called the four-sided judgment. I can destroy him alone. The metal bat pointed the baseball bat on the shoulder to the tornado. Dwarf, who do you think is weak? Dragon Roll stared at the metal bat with an akimbo. Who you say is a short, it's too rude. Do you believe me or not, I twisted you. Shikido looked at the quarreling metal bats and tornadoes, and asked Tongdi, have you thought of a solution to the weird people? Tongdi licked the lollipop and suggested, at present, only robots can be immune to the influence of weirdos, but Dr. Beauvoir's robot has already been defeated. This method is no longer useful unless Dr. Beauvoir is willing to use a more powerful robot. Another way is to eliminate the weird people without getting close to them. Ziki was taken aback, and instantly understood the meaning of Tongdi's words. You mean, let the tornado summon meteorites to destroy the weirdos? Well, other than that, I can't think of a better way. The current situation is that no matter which hero faces the desire arbiter, the ending is unconscious and falling into a vegetative state. Ziki hesitated. The meteorite pulled from outer space by the tornado with superpowers is certainly powerful, but it is equally powerful. It will destroy a small area of O City. Afterwards, it will definitely be complained by the citizens. Now the people have vaguely complained to the association. Questions have arisen. The association is facing a crisis of trust. It is best not to use the superpowers that can use the tornado. Otherwise, the association's situation will be even more difficult. By the way, do you think King has the ability to eliminate weird people? Tongdi shook his head. The genius scientist Schwarzkisud said that everything in the world cannot violate the rules of nature. The power of the weirdo now belongs to a brand new natural rule, which is specifically aimed at us humans. All humans will escape. But its sanctions, King is no exception. CIC asked disappointedly, then there is no other way. Even if you want to use the power of the tornado, can you reduce a little loss? Oh, let me think about it. Tongdi lowered his head and thought. Perhaps, we can find a way to guide the weird to the uninhabited land, and then the outer space meteorite will be pulled down by the tornado to eliminate the weird. Guide. CIC was thoughtful. Collison, request the government to dispatch rocket launchers to go to the mountains between City A and City O to target and shoot the weird people, and lead the weird people to the mountains step by step. Yes, Minister. After Collison took the order, he immediately contacted the government. CIC took a look at the tornado still arguing with the metal bat, patted his head with a headache, and said, Tornado, we need to use your superpowers, I hope you can help. Tornado hugged her chest and hummed. Cut, it's not on me in the end. She pointed to the metal bat. HMPH, see, the weird you can solve, I can also solve the weird you can't solve, I can still solve it. This is the gap between you and me. Metal bat shouted. What did you say? Believe it or not, I cut your pineapple curl. Tornado choked unwillingly. Dare you, a idiot with the same hair as a peaked cap. Come, go outside, I must teach you a short one today. What? Do you dare to call me a dwarf? I won't let you get out of this door, so sister control. Tongdi glanced at the quarreling metal bat and tornado, and said helplessly, Ziki, you can arrange the plan quickly. I am afraid that the two of them will really fight. In that case, the metal bat may die. The loss of the association can be great. The metal bat yelled dissatisfiedly, Hello. Elementary school student, are you on that side of the girl? Tornado, the government troops have gone to the mountains, you take the association plane to the designated place and wait for the weird people to come. Siki ordered to go down and separate the metal bat from the tornado. HMPH, wait for me to eliminate the weirdo, and then come back to clean up your plane's nose. The tornado flew out of the war room and rushed to the association plane park. Hey, don't go if you have the ability, I will knock you a few inches shorter. The metal bat still yelled again. Oh. Ziki looked at the unreliable heroes he had recruited, with a face full of helplessness. On the other side, King is already sitting in Mike's car from City M to City A. Hey, Mike, did you go the wrong way? This is the highway to O City. Wang Feng raised his brows and quickly discovered the problem, because the signs on the side of the highway were all marked, XXX kilometers from O City. It was obvious that they were on the way to O City. Mike stared at the road ahead and replied, last time a strange man attacked City A and destroyed a large area of City A. The reconstruction has not yet been completed. We need to detour. Oh, I got it. Wang Feng nodded. When the vaccine man appeared last time, he was also there. He knew that a large area of City A was destroyed. However, with the inhuman construction speed of the construction company of Superman World, the reconstruction work of City A it's not finished yet, which is a bit beyond his expectation. Boom. At this moment, thunders suddenly sounded in the air ahead, and beautiful sparks burst out in the sky. What's the situation? Wang Feng stared blankly at the sparks in the sky ahead, and asked, Mike, is there anyone setting off fireworks this season? Mike was also confused. I don't know, but the sound doesn't sound like fireworks, it's more like the roar of artillery fire. Cannon fire. Wang Feng was surprised, the government is crazy. Are you afraid of accidentally injuring the citizens by firing artillery in a place so close to City A and City O? I don't know. Mike frowned, vaguely aware that something was wrong. Jingle bell. His cell phone rang, and after the call was connected. Hello, is this the headquarters? This is Mike. Lord King and I have already detoured into City O and soon entered City A, and will be able to reach the headquarters in most of the time. What? A dragon-level weird appeared in City O. Let's retreat quickly. Could Lord King also be unable to deal with it? Okay, I see. He hung up the phone and quickly told Wang Feng the whole story. A dragon-class stranger appeared in O City. The stranger possesses special powers. As long as people have appetite, sexual, river crab, desire, and killing mind, will be judged immediately. The S-class superalloy black light has already seized consciousness and became a vegetable. The Metal Knight robot army is also frustrated. Currently, the association is using long-range rocket launchers to guide the weirdo into the no man's land, and let the tornado summon meteorites. To kill the weirdo, we must go back and choose another route to City A. Weird. Dragon monster. A dragon-level monster who can defeat the superalloy black light and the Metal Knight. Okay, you reading www.uakanshu.com. Stop talking nonsense, run away. The corner of Wang Feng's mouth twitched, and his heart beat twice. A weird person of this level, even if he holds a 4-star card vaccine man, can't handle it. The current situation is to run away quickly. Where to go to City A? It is best to go back to City M to play games. He took a few deep breaths, calmed down, and said, Mike, hurry up. He was just about to make Mike speed up, but suddenly a few strange roars suddenly came from not far from O City. Appetite. Kill thought. Sex, river crab, desire. Judgment. Mike, do you hear anything? Wang Feng was startled and listened. Master King, I'm sorry, I can't walk with you anymore, be careful of weirdos. After saying a word, Mike lay softly on the steering wheel. Wang Feng was taken aback. Elder brother, stop making trouble, can you stop the car before you faint in disagreement? Cheating. Well, why is my head so dizzy? Could it be the weird power of the weird man that Mike said? He was clutching his head, and a feeling of fatigue and weakness surged into his mind, which made him have an urge to sleep. Ruined. Before he completely lost consciousness, he glanced at the out-of-control car and started crashing into the house next to him, feeling desperate in his heart. Boom. The head of the extremely fast-running horse was squashed, and puffed white smoke. Inside the damaged car, Mike and Wang Feng were unconscious. Appetite. Kill thought. Sex, river crab, desire. Judgment. That weird roar continued to sound. Chapter 26. Fateful dialogue between the strongest men. Ding. Detecting that the host's consciousness is deprived and life is threatened, the system automatically activates the wake-up mechanism. Ding. The system energy is insufficient, consume cards to replenish energy. The system continuously consumes the 2-star card Fanta Monster and the 1-star card Vaccine Person Young, and it also reminds Wang Feng that he has reached level 5 and gained 5 attribute points and 1 skill point. Unfortunately, did not comprehend any skills. Ding. The energy is sufficient, the wake-up mechanism is activated. Ouch. Galloping the horse car, Wang Feng woke up from his confusion, and pushed his head to the car door, shaking his head out and fell to the ground. Didn't realize what he had just experienced. 2 cards were missing in the system and they were not found. I see, although King's luck points are full, there is an old saying that, good luck is bad. Therefore, I must have taken into account the 2 characteristics of the strongest luck and the strongest bad luck. After his head was sober for a while, he couldn't help but vomit. My God, he was so unlucky to encounter all kinds of dangers one after another. Let the weirdo not say anything about it. What mob was encountered a few days ago, and now there is another car accident. This is bad luck, the broom star is not as bad as I am. Where's Mike? After he recovered, he helped the car to stand up. Through the broken window, he saw that Mike fainted in the driver's seat. He reached in and opened the door and pulled Mike out. Happiness. Mike, wake up. He slapped Mike a few slaps, very hard. He either retaliated, or simply wanted to wake Mike. It's weird, the heartbeat is normal, and there is no injury, why there is no reaction at all. He checked Mike's body and was not injured in the car accident. His heartbeat and pulse were normal. He looked at Mike's pale face. This guy won't be really sick, is it? Or is he cursed by a weirdo? Seeing that Mike couldn't wake up, he glanced around. They had entered the edge of City O, scattered with some buildings, but the surroundings were inexplicably quiet, only some insects and birds flew by, but no one was seen. Where did the weirdo go? Before the car accident, he heard the weird roar of the weirdo clearly, why did he disappear after a while? No one in the supermarket still opens the door. The car key on the car is not unplugged. It seems that weirdos did come here just now, causing all the citizens to run away. Well, as the saying goes, good horses don't eat grass, and weird people shouldn't either. We'll return again, that is to say, this is a safe place for the time being. He helped Mike to walk around the city slowly, hoping to stop a taxi. However, the street was very depressed. The car was on the road. There was no one inside but the car key was inserted in the car keyhole. The supermarket also didn't. People, but the door is open. Click. There was a slight sound of footsteps from the street. That dragon level weird that Mike said. Wang Feng's breathing suddenly stagnated, and he didn't dare to bet on who would come, and hurriedly helped Mike into the unmanned supermarket to escape. Toot. He and Mike hid behind the shelf, their hearts throbbed and thumped nervously, and the peculiar engine-like sound reverberated in the silent supermarket, which seemed particularly harsh. Damn it, if you have money in the future, you must have a heart replacement operation, otherwise sooner or later you will let this imperial engine, heart kill you. Wang Feng pressed his chest with both hands and breathed desperately, hoping to restrain his beating heart. Well, is there anyone in the supermarket? At the entrance of the supermarket, a bald head, dangling eyes, all loose, wearing a yellow superhero, wearing red rubber gloves for washing dishes, wearing cheap red rain boots under his feet, and a white cloak on his back, such obvious characteristics, I think everyone has guessed his identity. That's right, he will be famous in the world soon, the bald man in the cloak. Saitama. Now, it turns out that there is no one. The supermarket sale leaflet clearly states that the sale event is about 1 hour away. Why are people off work? Damn, I shouldn't have been delaying time on that ugly monster with 4 faces just now. Quote. Saitama was holding a supermarket leaflet depressed. Hey, what is this sudden noise? He scratched his face with his fingers in doubt, it's similar to my usual fart sound. Quote. When Wang Feng heard the voice, he knew that the visitor was not a weird person, because no weird person would ask, is there anyone, politely, and their question should be, who else? Let's go, P-City's nice underwear is on sale. It's time to make up your mind to change a pair of underwear. How can anyone not change underwear for more than a year? Well, just convince yourself. Saitama threw away the original supermarket sale leaflet, took it out of his body, and took out another P-City supermarket special leaflet, staring at the cover of Wang Feng who only wears underwear on it. Well, look at him. It's pretty good, it should suit me. Hey, wait a minute. Wang Feng put down Mike and walked out of the shelf. He saw a hero-dressed bald head standing in front of the supermarket. He had vaguely guessed that the other party might be Saitama. He was slightly excited when he saw that the other party was about to leave, and he quickly stopped. How to say Saitama has also been saved several times, however, he has never had the opportunity to express gratitude in person, not to mention that he has the current status and reputation, which is even more of Saitama's credit. Such a great kindness, he must be very grateful. He walked over with excitement, his hand stretched out, ready to hold Saitama's hand to express his gratitude for years of life-saving in person. Now, Saitama heard someone call him, www.mtlnovel.com, and turned around suspiciously. He saw the excited Wang Feng. His face was strange. He pointed to Wang Feng and said, Huh, are you underpants? Quote, quote. Wang Feng's expression of excitement froze all of a sudden, and the steps he walked over were also frozen. He, what a cold joke. You are paralyzed, you are dead bald, who do you say is underwear, you are underwear, your whole family is panties. He took a deep breath, calmed the excitement in his heart, and pointed at Saitama's bald head blankly. Hey, you are a marinated egg. HMPH, come on, hurt each other, who is afraid of whom? Saitama was taken aback, took Wang Feng's eyes carefully, pointed to Wang Feng's left cheek and said, Hey, are you 3 scars? Quote, quote. Nima, who's up? I have 3 scars, my hero medal, go to your sister's 38, can you speak? Can you speak well? Also, have you changed your settings? How do you talk so sharp and poisonous? Isn't this the setting of tornado? The corner of Wang Feng's mouth twitched. Okay, continue fighting, right? I fear you. He pointed at the top of Saitama's head. Now, are you bald? Saitama's eyes widened, and he exclaimed angrily, Why are you so rude? Who is bald? He said, suddenly stunned. Hey, wait a minute, the Peace City supermarket sale event is going to be late. I'm in a hurry, I'm leaving now. He took a sentence, made a running posture, squeezed his hands into fists and folded them against his chest, his feet turned into extremely fast rolling wheels, swished out hundreds of meters, and blinked again. The person was gone, only left a special promotion leaflet for a supermarket in O City that was blown by the wind because of his running. Wang Feng stared at the breeze rolling up on the street and the leaflets floating in the air, and waved to the direction of the shelf. Hey, Mike, wake up, I seem to see the bald flash. Chapter 27. Misunderstandings of Shent Part 1. I missed you like this. Wang Feng looked at the deserted block and scratched his head, a little bit difficult. His original plan was to find a taxi to go to City A, but now it seems that his expectations have come to nowhere. He doesn't know how to drive himself, and the empty cars all over the street can't be used. Is safe now, after all, where the bald head passes by, the weirdo will either avoid it or disappear. But how do you go back to City A? He has a headache, wait a minute, a weird person appeared just now, and a bald head appeared again, and listen to Saitama just now saying that he killed a 4-faced monster. Hey, there is a monster card. His eyes lit up, and after hiding Mike, he wandered down the street by himself looking for the corpse of the weird man. After a few minutes, hey, I didn't expect it. He came to a street, and he really saw a fallen weird person. The corner of his mouth was slightly hooked, and he couldn't help but touch it. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining a 4-star card desire judge. Ding, congratulations to the host for collecting rare weird cards. As a reward, the host will return to a full state. He felt comfortable all over his body, and his spirit and energy returned to the top in an instant, making him full of energy in an instant. This is very comfortable. City A, the headquarters of the Heroes Association. Maria, who is in charge of obtaining the cameras around City O, frowned and said loudly, Minister, the weirdo disappeared from the camera. There is currently no one in the camera's shooting range, and it also did not appear on time for estimation. On the way forward, the surrounding street cameras did not capture the weird person. CIC guessed in shock. What? Did the weirdo have noticed something and deliberately got rid of our attack? Minister, the government's military drones have arrived at the designated location. Will they be allowed to search? Immediately let them search for the location of the weird person, and at the same time let them transfer the video footage for our reference. Yes. Collison's work efficiency is very fast. After a while, the big screen in the war room was transferred to the drone shot. Where's the weirdo? Why are they missing? Ziki and others secretly stared anxiously at the picture transmitted by the drone, and found that the 7 or 8 meter high weird people had disappeared. Wait a minute, look at the black spot, let the drone 8 descend to observe. Tongdi has sharp eyes and noticed the weirdness at a glance. The command was sent out quickly, the number 8 drone slowly descended, and the camera turned around, turning the surrounding scenes into videos and sending them back. Yes, drop again, look there. Tongdi pointed to a shadow that appeared in the picture. No, it was not a shadow, it was the body of a weird person. Not long ago, the unworthy arbitrator of desire fell on the street. The 4-faced head had already become a pile of mud, Several eyeballs were on the mud, the brain burst, and the black blood flowed all over the place. Hiss. Zeke and others took a breath of air conditioning. Is this the Desire Arbiter who killed the superalloy Black Light and easily defeated the Metal Knight more than a dozen ghost-level robots? Judging from the miserable state of its death, it was blown to the head by someone alive, and there was no room for resistance at all. Who did it? And, it's too scary. Maria and the others stared at the horrible weird person in a daze, with a certain urge in their stomachs. Wait a minute, let the 8th unit continue to descend. Tong Di, young, few stunned, good eyesight, once again found the black spots in the picture. The drone quickly descended, and the camera pointed at the figure next to the weirdo, and Wang Feng appeared in the picture with spirit. That's King. Zeke and others stared wide-eyed. Little Tongdi grunted and swallowed. He is not bound by rules, a man like a god. Well, Wang Fengning can pass through, and he is indeed not bound by rules, and King is indeed a man like a god, and he cannot refute your evaluation. The metal bat narrowed his eyes and stared at the king in the picture, so powerful. Hey, where do you see that the king is powerful? Isn't it completely hypothetical? Venerable Vest squeezed the dumbbells tightly in his palms. A blow to the head of the weird man with such a terrifying force, even if it is as strong as I can't do it, he deserves to be known as the strongest man. Hey hello, calm down, it's really not King that kills monsters, it's a big misunderstanding. Fresh glanced at the dead weird silently, and continued to close her eyes against the wall holding her love knife. It seemed that this weird crisis could no longer use my speed. It's great, the weirdo is wiped out, long live King. Haha, seeing the weird people keep approaching our city A, when the pedestrians on the road fell inexplicably, I was shocked. I didn't expect to be easily cleaned up by the king. When the super alloy Black Light and the Metal Knights lost, my heart almost jumped out. It seems that there has been no record of 2S rank heroes being defeated since the establishment of the association. Maria and the staff shouted excitedly. Since the appearance of the Desire Arbiter, they marched towards City A in an unbeatable posture. The 10th superalloy Black Light of the S-rank hero was defeated, and the S-rank hero was the 6th. Metal the Knight was also defeated. Tongdi, the 5th S-rank hero, speculated that the weird man was almost unmatched. In this case, they were almost desperate. Unexpectedly, at the critical moment, the weird man died. Because meet King. The strongest man on the surface, an invincible man, a hero who looks forward to, and the protector of mankind, King. The strongest man, King. 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 Singing and dancing in the combat room, the staff frantically celebrated the relief of the crisis. Hello, just relying on King to stand next to the weird person and believe that it was the king who killed the weird person. Your attitude to work is very problematic. Can you investigate it carefully before making a conclusion? Association for the Blind, worthy of the name. Hurry up, the plane is dispatched, and take King and Mike back. I hope that after the weirdo is resolved, the unconscious citizens can regain consciousness. Zeke laughed and ordered. Hey, have you noticed that King was not caught by the camera on the way from the parking place to the weird place? It's just a coincidence. Hey, there are so many cameras around that area. Unless you are lucky enough to miss all the cameras, you will definitely be monitored by one or two of them. Then why is King not discovered in advance? Hey, you reading www.uakanshu.com. I heard that when a person's speed is fast enough, then the camera will not be able to capture his figure. With the strength of King, I guess that part of the road he swished and passed. At most, you can see some confetti floating in the camera for no reason, and you can't find the figure of King at all. After the crisis was lifted, the staff gathered in 2s and 3s to talk. Well, Fresh's beautiful eyes, who was closing their eyes and rested, opened, and a little sharp light flashed through them, and the palm of the knife holding the knife gently pushed. Shunshawan made a clanging and slightly popped out a small cut. The sharp knife light was shining brightly. Is it fast? King. In the mountains of City A and City O, Tornado stretched out boredly, and took out the phone to call back to the headquarters. Hey, the government guys, it's too slow. It's so hard to get a weird person to ask them. What's the use, huh? The weirdo was wiped out, what? Or was it wiped out by the smelly king? Unforgivable, the smelly king took my credit again. She gritted her teeth and hung up the phone, pointing to the direction of O City. Smelly king, you will wait for me. One day, I will defeat you in front of everyone. Peas. Fresh little theater. Fresh. Shelley, come on, can you explain why there is no line in this chapter for my mother? D-Class Hero 666 Shell Coins. Oh, I think it would be too watery to give you another line plot, so let me cut it off. Fresh. Shelley Coins, you cut my old mother's lines. My old mother hacked you to death, let you know what speed is. Bitcoin. I'll give you lines in the next chapter, speed it up. Fresh. Okay, it's a deal. The stunt, the speed of light. Gulu Gulu. Chapter 28. Misunderstandings of Shent Part 2. Wang Feng and Mike arrived at the headquarters with the association's plane. After watching the association staff lift Mike into the ambulance, he immediately turned and walked to the combat department conference room. I don't know why Ziki is looking for me. Alas, the big ups and downs today are too exciting. I encountered a weird person, had a car accident, and then ran into Saitama. I picked up a 4-star card for nothing. In other words, I already have 2 4-star cards, another 2-star card and a 1-star card. The stock is slowly coming up. In the elevator, he calculated his card reserves happily, without knowing that he had already hacked 2 cards from the system just now. Wow! The door of the war room of the War Department opened. Standing at the door, he saw Fries, Tongdi and other S-class heroes. His face had changed from pleasure to indifference. This is his instinct to inherit the king. Before people, he always keeping the cold noodles as a means to maintain your own dignity. Wang Feng felt that this instinct was good, it had a certain degree of deterrence, and could more ensure his safety, so he did not make any changes and still maintained a cold-faced attitude. Happiness. Ziki took the lead and applauded, welcome our great hero back. Happiness. Maria and others applauded and shouted at the same time. King. Invincible. King, you will always be the strongest man in my heart. King. Wang Feng froze, what's the situation? He usually comes to the association. Although he is respected by others, he is definitely not so enthusiastic. The atmosphere today is weird. The metal bat stared at King solemnly. What a powerful aura. Is this the powerful aura of the strongest man on the surface? It seems that I have to work harder to improve my aura and touch the strongest king. Realm. Hello, are you serious when you say that the king in front of you has a strong aura? I dare to swear to heaven, you are absolutely blind. A few drops of cold sweat broke out on the forehead of Venerable Vest. Why I can't see the slightest fatigue on King's face, killing a dragon-level weird who almost all S-level heroes are helpless, why is he? His expression is so relaxed. Isn't it? The dragon-level weirdo is not in his eyes at all. His strength has reached the point where he can kill the dragon-level weird with one punch. It's terrifying, it's a monster. Ha! Wang Feng collected another 4-star card, and the system rewards were restored to a full state. Of course, there would be no sense of fatigue. However, the weird was really not killed by him. Do you think that the hero who killed the weird depends on speculation? Can you be more reliable? Fresh kept his eyes on Wang Feng, with superhuman speed to get rid of the camera. King, are you challenging me? Very good, I accept your challenge. You are absolutely mistaken, he really missed all the cameras by luck, definitely not by speed. Please be rational, don't make others an opponent for no reason. Tongdi bit the lollipop, staring at Wang Feng without blinking, and asked in a tender voice, Hey, King, can I ask you a question? How can you ignore the constraints of the rules and kill the weirdo? Quote. The power of the weirdo is obviously not human-powered to resist. It is the power of rules that overrides everything. The genius scientist Schwarzsky Schude said that no one can get rid of the shackles of the rules, even if it is as strong as the superalloy black light, but also kneel down. Under the rules, why can King alone ignore the power of the rules? He is very curious, very curious. What? Wang Feng was at a loss. When did I defeat the weirdo again? Why am I not at all clear? Could it be that weird man who had just drawn a 4-star card by him? I have a big misunderstanding. It was killed by Saitama, and it has nothing to do with me. Tongdi licked the sweetness on the edge of his lips, his eyes were bright, and he asked with interest, we have already analyzed just now. The ruler of desire has the power of rules, as long as people have appetite, Andisex, river crab. Desire and killing mind will be immediately judged, seized of consciousness, and become a vegetative person. This kind of rule force is like the iron law of 1 plus 1 equals 2, which cannot be violated. The genius scientist Schwarzschild Schude said even more. No one can get rid of the shackles of the rules, so how do you break free from the shackles of the rules, stay awake, and beat the weirdo with one punch? Is it a superhuman power or a higher level? Metal bats and others refreshed, staring at King, waiting for King's answer. This kind of question about strength, as long as King, the strongest human, reveals some insights about becoming stronger, then it will have a great impact on them to improve their strength. Help. Wang Feng was startled, thoughtfully, how did I break free from the shackles of the rules and stay awake? Well, I have been possessed by King through time and space, and I have broken away from the rules of nature, and this time I can also break away from the rules. I am not as unconscious as Mike in Super Alloy Black Light. Do I have the gift of ignoring the rules? His eyes are shining slightly, and his mood is very refreshing. The system shook Wang Feng abruptly. Hey, wake up, stop dreaming, it's time to get up and move bricks. However, he couldn't explain why he was able to break free of the rules. He made up his mind and said, first, I want to explain that I did not kill the weirdo. Second, the iron law. Oh, there is no iron law in the world, but it has not been overthrown for the time being. 1 plus 1 is not necessarily equal to 2. A husband plus a wife will eventually become a family of 3, a family of 4, or even a family of 5. Remember, rules are for breaking. The rules are used to break. The metal bats and other S-class heroes were shocked. There seemed to be a kind of shackles called shackles in their minds that were faintly loosened. They took a breath of air, and when they reached their level, their strength was already difficult to improve. They didn't expect that a word of King would make them feel in a state of mind. Touched the threshold of a higher level, hey, he deserves to be the strongest man. Although Ziki felt that the sentence, rules are used to break, was very pretentious river crab, but his attention was more when Wang Feng once again denied his record of killing weirdos. He smiled and said, King, all of us have seen the scene of you beheading the weirdo, so you don't need to deny it anymore. Wang Feng is speechless, which eye did you see me killing the weirdo? Left eye. Right eye. Still fart, ahem, I just passed by to pick up cards, and I have never fought a weirdo. He said lightly, believe it or not, I didn't kill that weird person anyway. Okay, you didn't kill it, we know it in our hearts. Seeing Wang Feng firmly denying that he killed the weird person, Ziki did not insist on his own opinion. Hehe, we agreed with him on the surface, but didn't take it in my heart. www.mtlnovel.com. Fresh's beautiful eyes narrowed slightly, and his eyes narrowed. Locked on Wang Feng, he thought in his heart, why? Why would he deny his record twice? Isn't that the glory of a hero? What is he for, Could it be, in his eyes, the so-called as the glory of heroes a burden? Yes, it must be the case. For practitioners, any external praise is a superfluous burden, so even the glory of heroes will only become a burden for him to continue to grow stronger. A terrible man, even if he has become the strongest on the surface, he has never let up because of the praise from the outside world. He has stopped his pace of becoming stronger. King, you are the first man I admire. Other version. Deep love, and there will be opportunity, let's compare speed. As an S-rank hero, I don't want to be completely compared to you. At least, I want to defend my dignity in terms of speed. With a lollipop in his mouth, Tongdi's eyes sparkled. Do you deny your own credit several times? In King's eyes, as a hero, killing weirdos is a matter of course, and there is no need to make everyone aware. Genius philosopher Swan. Zigishud said that the most unsung hero is the most unsung hero. Is this the meaning of a hero in King's eyes? What a respectable uncle. The metal bat was full of restlessness, heroes who refuse to glorify. Why? In King's view, fighting with weirdos shouldn't be mixed with other substances. Hey, can a pure fighting intention make people stronger? Maybe, when fighting, I should also abandon all distracting thoughts and improve my aura. Venerable Vest's expression is solemn. There is no glory, no achievements, no more merits. The inexplicable heroic heart touched me. King, don't think that you can escape my challenge. Sooner or later, you and I will have a match. Fighting for men, fight to death and death. Chapter 29. There is such a coincidence in the world. Wang Feng is gone, the wind is light, but the mood of Tongdi and the others is turbulent. the waves are turbulent, they are silent, and savor everything that happened today. Boom. Tornado rushed in anxiously, shouting, "Where is King? Let him come out. I want to beat him." Fresh opened his eyes and glanced at the tornado, and left silently holding his own, Shantaiwan. Tornado pointed at Flesh. "Hey, with the hairpin, why did you leave without talking? Tell me, where is King?" The metal bat dug out his ears, and walked out with his own special baseball bat. "Oh, it's time to go back to participate in Keonzi's piano competition. Well, it shouldn't be over yet, I hope I can catch up." Dragon Scroll Akimbo. The plain head, you are the only one. Tell me, where did King go? Heaven, go find it. Go to death. Tongdi jumped off the chair with his school bag on his back and bit the lollipop in his mouth severely. "Sister Dragon Roll, Mr. King is gone." "What? He actually left without waiting for me to come back." Tornado raised his head proudly. "HMPH, he must be afraid of fighting with me, so he ran away in advance. So it is, what is the strongest man? It was someone else's nonsense, and he must be ashamed of it. Oh, it's time for exercise." Venerable in the vest took his dumbbells and walked out. When he passed by the tornado, his body paused and said, "King is the strongest man, not just what others say, but what we recognize." A trace of admiration flashed in his eyes. "What? It's inexplicable. Don't use you to represent me. I have never admitted that he is the strongest. HMPH, I will prove it to you sooner or later. Who is the strongest hero? I want to beat that stinky king." Looking for teeth everywhere. The green light flashed slightly on the dragon scroll body, and flew out of the war room. A City Heroes Association hospital. Wang Feng followed the nurse's instructions to find Mike's ward. After the death of the Desire Adjudicator, the previously unconscious citizens gradually regained consciousness, but they were very weak and inconvenient to move. "Mike, how are you doing?" He put the bought fruit basket on the table, glanced at Mike, and found that his face was pale and weak. "Master King," Mike struggled to sit up and blamed himself feebly. "I'm sorry, but I didn't understand the situation of the weird person and brought Master King in. It almost hurts the adults." "What are you talking about? You can't be blamed for this incident. Don't blame yourself. Take care of yourself." Wang Feng relieved Mike a few words, and then drew away. When he returned to M City, the sky had dimmed. "I seem to have occupied Saitama again." Although he didn't mean it, Essex urinary **** would definitely put the credit for killing the Arbiter of Desire on him. No matter how he explained it, Sick always smiled and coped with it, nodding in agreement on the surface. Know what they think underneath. He wandered aimlessly in the street, his eyes scanned the major shops. Should I give Saitama a gift as a gift, or an apologize? Well, I won't give money this time. It's too vulgar. People have saved me a few times, so I should mail him some sincere gifts that represent my heart. After he touched his chin and thought about what gift to give Saitama, his eyes wandered between the shops. Suddenly, his eyes lit up and he fixedly stared at a certain shop. "Hey, this gift is very spiritual." He smiled faintly, took out his bank card and swiped it to pay the bill, packed the gift, and came to the post to fill in Saitama's name and address again. "I hope he will like it." He gave a smirk, full of Saitama's constipation expression after receiving the post. What he didn't notice was that in the coffee shop opposite him, a strong man in a suit and leather shoes was staring at him, with a Bluetooth-like communicator in his ears. His mouth moved slightly, and he whispered, "Dark Knight, King has gone to your direction. Please be prepared, look for the opportunity, take advantage of the slack of the king to kill your life. Don't be soft, otherwise, let the king react, it will definitely be you who die. Clear. Remember, this deal cannot be missed." He solemnly emphasized the importance of the task again. They are the famous Want Killer group in M City. A week ago, someone bid 500 million for the king's life. They probed the king's whereabouts for a long time, and finally made the decision to act today. I heard that King had a battle with the weirdo in City A. His strength is definitely not at his peak, and he is exhausted physically and mentally, and it is easy to reveal flaws. Let them start. Slip away, even if they take the risk, they have to try it. In their philosophy, as long as they are human, they must have weaknesses. Although King is known as the strongest man on the surface, they believe that King must also have flaws, as long as they are willing to work hard and patiently look for it. Therefore, they came, after seeing King, they found. Well, King's body is full of fatal flaws, and they don't need to bother to find them. As long as they are not blind, the flaws in King's body can be seen at a glance. Head, King is full of flaws, leave it to me, I will kill him. Dark Yi asked excitedly. Don't be impulsive, act according to plan, don't look at the flaws in King's body. In fact, most of those are traps. As a strong man, King knows that he also has fatal weaknesses, so in order to cover up, he deliberately reveals more flaws to confuse others' eyes. If we attack at will, we will definitely fall into the trap of King, waiting for us only one death. The head is wise, then I will follow the plan. When Wang Feng was about to turn, a guy wearing a white sweater and a black peaked cap, who couldn't see his appearance, had his hands in his pockets, walked with wind, and his eyes under the cap were deliberately or unintentionally sweeping over Wang Feng, and for fear of being spotted by Wang Feng, his gaze always swept across randomly, not staying for a second. Well, why does King keep staring at me? Could it be that he found my identity? In the dark night, he suddenly discovered that Wang Feng did not know why. His gaze had been falling on him without moving a bit, which made his heart suddenly tighten, as if being pinched by the palm of his hand, making him breathless. The killer commander of the cafe also discovered the unfavorable situation in the dark night, and quickly whispered, Dark night, be careful, what does King seem to have discovered? He is a strong man who is particularly sensitive to murderous intent. Take a deep breath and relieve your tension. Keep your murderous aura and don't expose it. At the same time, he informed the next assassin, Shadow, King will turn around immediately. If the Dark Knight can't find a chance to start, you will take over. Understood. A heavy voice came from his Bluetooth. The Dark Knight on the other side did not reply to the killer's command, and he couldn't answer. King was right in front of him. If he dared to talk nonsense, he would expose the killer's identity every minute, and he would be beaten by King. He obeyed the command of the killer, took a deep breath without leaving a trace, and then slowly exhaled, suppressing the tension in his heart forcibly. At the same time, in a corner not far behind Wang Feng, there are two sneaky figures hidden. Mother-in-law, shall we make a move now? Wait a minute, the time is not yet ripe, we have to wait for him to relax completely before we can take action. Mei Niangda, King's strength is super terrifying, we may only have one chance to take action, if we fail, we may be waiting for death, so, we must be cautious and cautious. Mother-in-law, I see. These two figures are the same as Jixi and Mei Niangda. After many days of inquiring, they finally learned the truth about the deaths of the Coke, Sprite and Fanta Weird. Although King's name is very scary, this asterisk hatred makes them. The two decided to take revenge even if they died. Mei Niangda is dressed in an orange Mirinda can. She has hands and feet and has all facial features. She is similar to the Coke Weird father and son. The only difference is that she has 2 more points on her chest. The same goes for Wife Hai, which is a light green heady packaging shell, with a slightly older appearance. Mother, he is about to turn. Mei Niang, prepare. People tend to focus on the next road when turning, and ignore other places. This is our opportunity. Yes, mother-in-law. Dark night, ready to start. The killer commander staring at Wang Feng in the coffee shop also noticed a good opportunity and hurriedly informed the Dark Knight. In the dark night, his pupils shrank, his breathing stopped, and his heart was suddenly paused. He held the dagger tightly in the palm of his pocket, waiting for the final notice from the killer's command. 1 second. 2 seconds. Killer Commander Kazuaki stared at Wang Feng who was about to turn. 3 seconds. 4 seconds. Dark Knight, do it. My mother, please shoot. Yes. Mei Niang clicked, the straw on the head cover had been aimed at Wang Feng for a long time, and a pinch of hair-like liquid needles shot towards the back of Wang Feng's head. King, pay back the lives of my husband and son. At the same time, after Dark Yi heard the order, he grabbed the dagger in his palm and pulled it out of his pocket and rushed towards Wang Feng. His eyes were sharp like a wolf, and his face was distorted and hideous. King, take your life. He stabbed Wang Feng's head fiercely. Pooh. A slight sound of meat coming out in the air, and then dissipated. Pooh Tong. Dark Yi's body paused, and the assassination of the dagger in his hand was also frozen. His pupils dilated, Scarlet blood slowly dripped from the 7 holes, and his face was quickly filled with dead ashes. His sturdy body fell softly. Mei Niang Da, wife Shi. Killer command. They were shocked one after another, and the assassination plan failed strangely. Yu reading www. Yuakanshu.com. No, the Guy King has bodyguards. Mei Niang, quickly retreat, otherwise we can't run away if King comes back to his senses. Which eye do you guys see that the knight is the king's bodyguard? Didn't you see that the knight is holding a dagger to assassinate the king? Your IQ basically bid farewell to the assassination profession. Yes, mother-in-law, let's go. Wife Qi and Mi Niangda saw the assassination failed and immediately retreated. Shadow, stop acting, stop acting. The killer command wiped his face to calm down, and hurriedly ordered the other killers to retreat. It was terrible. King didn't see the king shot at all, but the elite killers trained by our group died without any signs. King, what a scary man. Wang Feng had already turned the corner. Knowing nothing about what happened behind him, he thoughtfully recalled the Dark Knight's clothes. That guy has the same white sweater and black cap. It's almost like mine. He actually has a shirt. The world, it's so embarrassing that there is such a coincidence. Killer command, you are paralyzed. Mei Niang Da, wife Hai, MMP. Peas, fresh little theater. Fresh. Shelley, don't say anything, draw your sword. D-Class Hero 666 shell coins. You must be angry again for the lack of lines. As I said a long time ago, your setting is high coldness, only words in your heart, no lines. Fresh. Stop talking nonsense, I want to hack you to death. Let you know the horror of the speed of light. Bitcoin. I will arrange a duel with King for you, speed rolling. Fresh. One word is for sure, stunt, light speed. Gulu Gulu. Bibi. What a terrifying speed of light. Chapter 30. Killer Group with Blood Feud. Want Killer Group. The head, after a simple examination by the doctor, it was found that Dark Knight's brain was completely dead. A killer was shocked to report the results of Dark Knight's physical examination to the killer commander. The inside of the head shattered. The killer commanded his heart to jump. King, it's terrible, who of you saw King take action? Several other assassins present shook their heads. The murder is invisible, he is much more terrifying than our killer. The killer commander rubbed his temples sadly. It seems that we are going to change our plan, from close assassination to long-range sniper killing. Yes. Black Street Weird Club. Wife Shi and Mei Niangda panted through the back door and went back to their room. They looked at each other, and their eyes were full of horror after the disaster. Wang Feng, do you need to be scared like this? Unexpectedly, King, as the strongest man on the surface, would be accompanied by bodyguards. Wife Shi thought of the bodyguard, who had threw herself out to block the liquid needle for King. She itched her teeth and almost succeeded, but let a little bodyguard disturb the situation. Mei Niangda worriedly said, yes, we carefully practiced liquid acupuncture, just to assassinate King. I didn't expect King to have a bodyguard around him, and the bodyguard's reaction speed was too fast. Liquid acupuncture was modified on the basis of liquid jet, in order to take revenge. The acupuncture shot was concentrated soda. When the acupuncture entered the human body, the soda would explode like a small bomb. The body was messed up. The hapless man in the Dark Knight was given a shot for Wang Feng. His brain was all muddled into a ball, and he fell to the ground instantly and died without even a chance to rescue him. It can be seen that the liquid acupuncture is very vicious. We have to change our strategy. Long-range attacks will give King and his bodyguard a chance to react. Next time, we will use a close assassination to make King have no escape. I listen to your mother-in-law, and I will do what you ask me to do, as long as I can avenge my husband and son. You missed your father-in-law. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this a badass? In King's house, in the miscellaneous room, Wang Feng squatted in front of the incubator, looking at the vaccine human egg in the transparent glass. He was full of depression. He originally planned to incubate the vaccine human egg and train it into the big devil king, but he did not expect it to live in it. If he doesn't come out, this is a bit difficult for him. Would you like to cook and eat? No way, you can't learn the bad habits of Saitama, it's easy to be bald. He felt his chin and thought about it, but he couldn't help but get the vaccine human egg. He was reluctant to lose it, and he didn't dare to eat it. Alas, he can only let it stay in the incubator as usual, and hope it will come out one day when he wants to open it. By the way, the system helped me pull out the attribute board. This time, he has collected a 4-star card, which is a great harvest. Besides, he has 5 attribute points that he has not spent last time from level 3 to level 4. Now he wants to add to his defense to increase his chances of survival. Alas, he can meet weirdos and thugs every few days. Without a little defense, Saitama can't save him. Huh. When did I get to level 5? The attribute board came out, and he found himself inexplicably upgraded to level 5. Name: Wang Feng. English name: King. Level: Level 5. Experience value: 327 2000s. Physical strength: 4. Power: 3. Speed: 13. Defense: 2. Lucky value: hidden attributes, cannot be viewed, cannot be changed. Attribute points: 10. Skill: Liquid Jet LV1. Jet liquid out to attack the enemy. Skill points: 4. Cards: 4-star weirdo, vaccine man, 4-star weirdo, desire judge. Warm reminder: 1. Every attribute of a normal person is 5. Full value is 100. 2. The power of the skill depends on the level and is not affected by the character itself, but the number of times the skill is released is affected by the power attribute. Hey, system, why am I missing 2 cards? 2-star card Fanta Monster and 1-star card Vaccine Man, Young. Ding, today the system has detected that the host's consciousness has been deprived and it is life-threatening. Therefore, the system has consumed 2 cards to wake up the host's consciousness. What? Wang Feng was startled, thinking that he and Mike had indeed fallen into a coma, but later he woke up for no reason, and Mike did not regain consciousness until the desired judge died. That's why I am not sick who said they can break free of the rules. The reason why he was able to stay awake was the credit of the system. Fortunately, the system awakened him so that he had the opportunity to collect a 4-star card. In other words, a 2-star card and a 1-star card were exchanged for a 4-star card, and this transaction made a lot of money. System, thank you very much. By the way, why haven't I heard that you have a wake-up mechanism before? Do you still hide some functions that you haven't introduced? Ding, the system has many hidden functions, which require the host to trigger special conditions to start. Oh, there is also a way to explore, it's very interesting. Wang Feng smiled. He thought the system was just a card collection system, but he didn't expect it to hide so deep and badly. Then he added all the attribute points to the defense, and it became as follows. Name: Wang Feng. English name: King. Level: Level 5. Experience value: 327 2000s. Physical strength: 5. Power: 4. Speed: 14. Defense: 12. Lucky value: hidden attributes, cannot be viewed, cannot be changed. Attribute point: skill: Liquid Jet LV1. Jet liquid out to attack the enemy. Skill points: 4. Cards: 4-star weirdo, vaccine man, 4-star weirdo, desire judge. The reason why he either accelerates or adds defense to these 2 running and life-saving attributes, while ignoring strength and physical strength, is because he has all kinds of cards in his hand and will never lack the means of attack. What he lacks is only defense. Like the previous time he faced the mob, he used the card of the sprite monster. Reading www.uakanshu.com was full of offensive power, but the defense was a big pit, so he had to deal with it carefully, otherwise a sloppy would lose his life. Another few days passed. Wang Feng went to the street to buy vegetables. On the way, he was carrying a basket with a sorrowful expression on his face. Alas, the pursuit in his previous life was to hope that one day he would sit at home and someone would give him money to live a carefree life. He realized his wish, but his heart was extremely empty, and he felt the sense of emptiness in Saitama a bit. Master is lonely. Would you like to sign up for a dance class? Alas, no, as long as you show up yourself and the people around you pounce like a cat smelling fishy smell, you will be annoying, so you will become the strongest king in the world. Damn, I have become the strongest in lying down. Thinking about it, life is so boring. When Wang Feng was thinking about it, he did not know that there were a few strangers around him who had been wandering around him. These strangers were either in windbreakers and felt hats or wearing cartoon character coats. In short, They disguised themselves as various characters to monitor his actions, while reporting his whereabouts behind the scenes. King, this time it will take your life, 500 million is ours. Inside the coffee shop, the killer commander stared fiercely at Wang Feng's back, his chest burst out with killing intent, and his palm crumpled the coffee cup he was holding. This gentleman deliberately damaged a coffee cup, please compensate 130 yuan. The coffee shop service staff showed up in time and demanded compensation. Oh, sorry, I will pay now. The killer commander smiled and compensated the coffee shop for the loss. After the waiter left, he stared at Wang Feng viciously. King, you and I have another blood feud. Well, squeeze the popped coffee cup and draw his hand. Blood is flowing, this account should be counted on King. Forced blood feud, you are amazing. Chapter 31. When is the injustice reported? Part 1. On Wang Feng's way home, passing by a video game city, there are two cartoon characters at the door distributing flyers. One is a Snow White bunny doll and the other is a pink penguin doll. The killer commander who closely followed Wang Feng's whereabouts in the coffee shop saw that Wang Feng had reached the assassination site where they laid the net. He quickly gave an order. Blood stab preparation. King is almost at the video game city, you go forward and hold it. King, and distract the king, give the crossbow arrow a chance to sniper, remember, don't block the line of the crossbow arrow shooting. Clear. Yes. Two cold and slightly nervous replies came from the Bluetooth communicator. Bloodspur disguised as a rabbit doll to distribute flyers for the video game city. He glanced at Wang Feng who was approaching, and took out one from the stack of flyers in his hand, ready to step forward to hold Wang Feng's pace, and try to distract Wang Feng. Attention. Who knows, another penguin doll took the lead and handed the flyer to Wang Feng. This gentleman, please take a look at our leaflet. Wang Feng took the flyer from the penguin doll, looked up at the video game city, and his heart moved, should he go in and play 2 games? In the previous life, almost everyone had a computer at home. However, internet cafes are still popular. The reason is that playing games in internet cafes has an atmosphere. Similarly, Wang Feng inherited King's game talent and skills and was quite invincible in games. He played games at home alone. It's just a pastime to relieve boredom. If you play in the video game city, you might be able to raise his interest. Sir, our video game city opened today. There are special offers. You recharge 100 and give you 50, which is very cost effective. Wang Feng talked to the penguin doll intermittently. He glanced at the penguin doll suspiciously. It stands to reason that this kind of work that obviously requires eloquence, why would a business find someone who stutters to do it? Isn't this humiliating others? Oh, let me see. He glanced at the leaflet and found that the video game city today is really discounted. There are activities for playing for 3 hours and 1 hour, and there are also activities where you can recharge 100 and get 50. Anyway, it is a great discount. Blood stab. Don't go up again, your mission has been completed, ready to retreat at any time. Yes. Breath of relief came from the communicator. The killer command stared at Wang Feng, and whispered, bow arrow preparation, crossbow arrow preparation, this time is bound to end King's life, our employer has almost lost patience, we don't have much time to waste. Knowledge. A deep breath came from the communicator, followed by a cold voice, thinking that the crossbow arrow has entered a murderous state. At the same time, wife Shi is paying close attention to Wang Feng. From a distance, she stared at Wang Feng and the penguin puppet with a telescope in her hand, praying in her heart, Mei Niang, we must succeed, otherwise. She can't imagine the consequences of failure. With King's strength, if he is allowed to react, Mei Niang Da's delicate body may not be able to withstand his fist. It turned out that the penguin doll was pretended to be the weird Mirinda Mei Niangta, with the purpose of getting close to Wang Feng and distracting him, looking for opportunities to kill him and complete his revenge. It's okay to go home anyway, let's go play. Wang Feng made up his mind, staring at the flyers given by the penguin in his hand and walking into the video game city. Should I recharge 300, or should I play for 3 hours? So tangled. Good chance. Crossbow arrows, it's up to you. The time has come, Mei Niang, you have to grasp it. Killer commander and wife Shi saw Wang Feng looking at the flyer while walking towards the video game city. Their eyes lit up and at the same time they gave a low cry. Clear. Crossbow arrow calmly stared at the scope of the sniper rifle in his hand, the red dot in the middle of the cross locked Wang Feng's head, his fingers lightly squeezed the trigger, and his heart was a few seconds. 1, 2, 3, heaven welcomes you, king. Ju. The sound of a slight bullet breaking through the air filled the air. At the same time, Mei Niangda, who had faced Wang Feng and was so scared that she was trembling and shook her words, awoke from the fright and quickly turned around. The straw on top of her head was aimed at Wang Feng's head. She saw that Wang Feng did not react. I was overjoyed. King, go to ***** and confess to my 2 husbands and my son. Click. The sound of tiny and sour bullets shooting plastic pieces. How can it be? The eyes of Mei Niangda in the penguin doll were widened, her pupils contracted, and transparent soda blood flowed from her mouth. She stared at Wang Feng's back unwillingly and wanted to launch the long-prepared, liquid acupuncture, in the straw. Her strength has already gone, her body fell forward uncontrollably, her heart full of death and despair. When did King? When did he find me? How did he attack me? I didn't notice it at all. King deserves to be the man with the strongest name, in my next life. I don't want to be your enemy anymore. Mei Niang. The wife in the distance rejoiced to see Mei Niangta fall down without warning with her sight glasses, and never got up again. She knew it, Mei Niangta was already dead in the hands of King. How did she even die of Mei Niangta? I don't know, www.mtlnovel.com. I only know that he died under the mysterious and terrifying attack of King. She once saw on the internet that King, besides having powerful power, is also a superpower. Maybe, Mei Niang has died under the mysterious superpower of King. The Cola weirdos also died under the superpower of King. Perhaps, this is fate. King does have superpowers, but not a curse, but a lucky halo. She thought sadly, and gritted her teeth. King, you wait for me to kill my family's enemies. I will never forget, you must pay for it. My mother, rest in peace, rest assured, the mother-in-law will definitely do it for you. Take revenge. Go down and tell Coke them to prepare them for the arrival of King. She has red eyes and sullen anger, and the straw on her head is aimed at Wang Feng, who squatted down to check Mei Niangda's body. King, don't want to insult our daughter-in-law's body anymore, go to death. The straw on her head shot a thin, hair-like liquid needle, and went straight to Wang Feng. When his wife was in joy and grief, the people of the Want Killer group also secretly said that it is a pity. Damn, the bullet was blocked by the doll. The annoying sound of crossbow arrows came from the communicator commanded by the killer. It's not the time to talk about this. King must have noticed something wrong. We must leave as soon as possible. The killer commander also sighed regretfully, but he calmed down quickly and said, blood thorns, cold fronts, sharp blades, you guys retreat quickly, remember, retreat quietly, and don't be discovered by the king. The blood stabbing them did not answer, but faithfully followed the instructions of the killer's command. This is one of the killer's principles. If a blow is missed, you will travel thousands of miles away, continue to look for the next assassination opportunity, and be persistent. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel Chapter 32. When is the injustice reported Part 2? Did you have heat stroke? Wang Feng, who was walking into the video game city, heard the sound of someone falling to the ground behind him, turned his head in doubt, and looked at the fallen penguin doll. He remembered that the penguin doll was stuttering. Now it seems that the body may be abnormal before talking. Now, it seems that it is likely to be heat stroke. After all, it is hot in summer now, and he is carrying a heavy penguin figure inside. It is very stuffy and heat stroke. It is also normal. Hurry up and send him into a cool place to rest. He stepped forward to lift up the penguin doll, and at the same time looked up at the rabbit doll. The two should be colleagues. Why did the rabbit doll faint and ignore the penguin doll? Seeing that the penguin doll fainted and did not come to help, and seemed to be afraid of getting into trouble, he deliberately walked a few steps away. Alas, the world is changing, why are people so indifferent now? He greeted the rabbit doll dissatisfiedly. Hey, you kid, don't want to go, come here. The rabbit doll halted, and the blood-stabbed face was filled with despair. He gritted his teeth and quickly said to the communicator, I have been exposed and there is no chance to retreat. I will hold King, and you will leave quickly. The killer commander was silent for a while, and said in a astringent voice, "Take care." Then he instructed Leng Feng and others to continue to retreat. Hee, from the moment I became a killer, I was ready to die. Inside the rabbit doll, the blood stab smiled miserably, took out a saber from his trousers, quickly turned around, gritted his teeth and slaughtered Wang Feng. "King, even if I die, I will pull a hair from you." Pooh. There was a slight penetration sound and the sound of sharp weapons entering the flesh, and the blood smashed into the body. He only felt that his body was stirred into a mess of inexplicable power. The strength and life flowed from his body. He was terrified and muttered to himself, "King, really scary." Pu Tong. The bloodthorn fell weakly, his eyes widened, and he couldn't stare at him. Why did you get another heatstroke? Oh, it turns out that he didn't avoid the penguin puppet just now, but he couldn't hold it back and was ready to go back to rest. Hey, blame me for misunderstanding you. Wang Feng stared at the rabbit doll that didn't move after it fell to the ground. He was very embarrassed. Oh, I can't carry two of them alone, so let's find a passerby for help. He stood up and glanced around. Oops, he found it, speed up and retreat. The killer commander saw Wang Feng stand up and look around, so he was so frightened that he ordered the other killers to retreat quickly. At the same time, his wife likes to hate King shamelessly, and she is surrounded by bodyguards who sacrificed her life at any time. After seeing what Wang Feng seems to be observing, she is also scared enough for fear of being discovered by Wang Feng, so that they will just have a soda family. The door is really destroyed, and no one can avenge them anymore. In order to preserve the vitality, she gritted her teeth and glanced sadly at Mei Niangda who was lying under Wang Feng's feet, wiped away her tears, and cruelly left Mei Niangda's body to escape. Hey, why did all these run away? Wang Feng was just about to call for help, but he didn't know that the scattered people around had hurried away somehow, as if he was afraid of being named by him. Alas, the world is declining, and people's hearts are not old. There is no way, he can only enter the video game city to notify the other shop assistants, and ask them to help carry the two who fainted in. Pull off their doll's coat and let them cool off. Several of the helpers brought in the bunny doll and penguin doll, and immediately took off the coat of the doll. Ah, it's a dead person. When the rabbit doll was pulled out, the 7 holes bleed, and the tragic blood stabbing exposed, the horrified expression seemed to see something extraordinary. Dead. Wang Feng was also taken aback. My god, this is no longer a question of getting cool, it's really cold already. Wait a minute, what do your skeptical eyes mean? Do you suspect that I killed people? Please, I'm a good person and don't usually kill people. He found that several shop assistants in the video game city looked at him with suspicion and alertness. He screamed innocently. From the beginning to the end, he didn't touch the rabbit doll. How could it be that he killed the person? Ah, weirdo. At the same time, after they stripped off the penguin doll's coat, the already dead Mei Niangda was also exposed, and the penguin doll's coat was full of soda smell. Weirdo. Wang Feng was stunned, staring at Mei Niangda's body, with an inexplicable sense of familiarity. This. Isn't it the female version of the weird version of the last time soda? You, who are you? Are you a hero? Or a murderer? The shop assistants in the video game city found that the stranger had died, and they were relieved. They all looked at Wang Feng. Among the people present, only Wang Feng might be related to the death of the blood stab and the stranger. Wang Feng thought for a while. He didn't seem to have any chance to make a statement. He looked like Saitama. When he appeared on the stage and waited for others to ask about his identity, he always answered seriously, I am a hero of interest, imitating this sentence. If that is the case, then his remarks should be, oh, I am a lucky hero. Yes, I am the king lying on the top of the strongest king. Hero. The shop assistants were stunned. I didn't kill people, and I didn't kill the weirdos. You should call the police and investigate by yourself. I'm leaving. After Wang Feng pressed down these words, he slipped away while he was not exposed. Oh, everyone is dead. Of course, you have to run away quickly. If you look at the eyes of those clerks, it's almost impossible for Kai Guago to say, you are the murderer. Hey. The shop assistants looked at each other and made short eye contact. The murder suspect is gone. Do you want to stop? Farewell, Yu reading www. Yuakanshu. What if he turns around and gives us a knife? Is saying that it's not worth taking your own life for the dead. Call the police. Anyway, there is surveillance in front of our store. If he is really a suspect, he will definitely not be able to run away. If he is a hero, shouldn't a normal hero try to prove that the weirdo was killed by himself? How did he go so neatly? The tendency for murderers is a bit more. The clerk had a little discussion and immediately called the police. More than 10 minutes later. Beep 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 beep. The alarm bell of the police car rang outside the video game city. City Police Station Captain Hill of the 3rd Division got off the police car and immediately ordered the others to block the scene, and then he took 2 subordinates into the video game city. After taking a casual glance at Mei Niangda, he went straight to the blood stab, took a few close glances at the blood stab with a sharp saber in his hand, wrinkled his brows, and turned the blood stab's palm a few times, and found that the palm was thick. He told one of his subordinates, "You go to investigate the identity of this person. I suspect that he may be a criminal offering a reward." Yes. The subordinates took the order to leave. Immediately, he said to the clerk again, "Thank you, please take out the video recorded by the camera in your store. We need to check and enter the file." "Okay, please come with me." The clerk took Hill to the security room and asked the security guard to call up the video just now and play it on the computer. Hill sat in a chair, staring at the video on the computer screen like a movie. His eyes were for a moment. Stop. From the video, he saw a familiar face, a blonde face with Chinese characters, and 3 scars of meritorious service. That was, his pupils shrank and he was the 14th S rank hero in the Heroes Association, King. Chapter 33, Candy's Wrath. Is that King? The security guard and the clerk looked at the indifferent face in the video with surprise. At that time, Wang Feng just raised his head and glanced at the video game city. Unexpectedly, he was shot by the camera and became evidence of his identity. If it's King, then the weirdo must have been killed by him, but that person. The clerk hesitantly did not say, that person may be the manslaughter of King, because King's reputation among the people is too high, and he is considered by the citizens to be the protector of City, and his reputation cannot be tarnished by others' nice underpants. Wylong. Captain, the identity of the dead has been investigated. The policeman who had just led the investigation of the identity of the blood stab trot in and said breathlessly, "Sure enough, as you expected, the captain, that person is indeed a reward criminal, and he is a Class B reward criminal, killer blood stab." The killer. Hill frowned. How could the killer appear next to King? And killed by King? Could it be, his eyes are wide open, someone wants to assassinate King? This conjecture is terrifying. In the past 3 years, King killed countless powerful weirdos in order to protect the people, and like a protector to protect the citizens from the wind and rain. Some time ago, it broke that King was actively doing charity. Such people, unexpectedly would anyone want to kill him? I am afraid that the existence of King has affected the interests of some people. The police's mission told him, never allow this kind of thing to happen under the nose, and must protect the King. That person is actually a killer. Lord King must have known the identity of the killer, so after killing the weirdo, he killed the cruel killer along the way. That's right, it must be so. Lord King knows how to look at Chihao. Even the weird people and killers dressed as cartoon dolls can be seen, too powerful. Hey, King may have see-through eyes. He may have seen all of your bodies just now. I hate it, but, people. I don't mind Master King peeping at my body. My god, catch a ***** alive. After the video was played, they found that King did not kill the blood stab at the first time, but found the identity of the killer when he confirmed whether the weird was dead, and specifically stopped the killer and killed it. The shop assistants discussed the topic of King enthusiastically. By the way, why didn't King admit that he killed the weirdo and the killer just now? If I were King, I wouldn't admit it. Lord King usually kills ghost-level and dragon-level weirdos in a flash. Killing a weak weirdo and a killer can be solved by raising your hand. What's to show off? King adults are very modest and low-key people. Even good deeds are only exposed by accident when they are discovered by accident. Oh, such a perfect man, if it were my husband, it would be great. It's less stinky and beautiful. Lord King's future wife must be a beautiful woman, such as me. Yes, you look like a flower, and you are very characteristic in ugliness. What did you say? Believe it or not, I tore your mouth. Come on, my man is King, you dare to move me to try. Try and try. The clerk argued when they didn't agree. Hill asked his subordinates to pull, and he played back the video just now. After King killed the blood stab, his eyes were suddenly attracted by the pedestrians who hurried away. No, King only killed a blood spur, and several other killers ran away. He stared at the killers and said, "Send a copy of the video to the police station. Remember, it's important to copy it completely." Okay. His subordinates and security nodded and agreed. After finishing the order, Hill left the video game city and immediately reported to his boss that someone was about to assassinate King after returning to the police station. He hoped that his boss would take it seriously. However, the next day, the reply he received was, "Don't pay attention." Yes, generally speaking, if a citizen is in danger of being assassinated, the task of the police is to send people to protect the citizen 24 hours a day, and at the same time actively catch the person behind the assassin. But, King is the strongest man on the surface, how many policemen do you need to protect? Just kidding, I am afraid that the king will protect them in the event of an accident, and the man behind the scenes who dares to send someone to assassinate the king is a simple guy. At least they are the people in the 26 cities that can be counted. These people can be managed by their lost police. Don't be too busy to help by the time. Instead, you provoke a commotion. Therefore, the high level of the police department gave a reply that ignored it and asked them to fight with gods. It would be good for our innocent people to watch the show quietly. Hey, don't you care? Sorry, I can't do it. Hill crumpled the boss's reply into a ball of paper and threw it into the trash basket. He had a calm face and looked deeply at the police uniform hanging on the wall. What are the duties of the police? Protect citizens' lives and property. Since you know that citizens are in danger, as a policeman, you have to stand up for personal protection 24 hours a day, even if the opponent is the strongest man on the surface, even if the opponent does not need your own protection at all. It would be a joke to protect others by yourself, but this is the duty of a policeman. Protecting the citizens, my mission is irrelevant whether the other party needs it or not. I lock my wife Shi until she wakes up and repents. In the Black Street Weird Club, the president Kong Di furiously asked the eccentric to imprison his grief-faced wife. Bean sprouts, radish, black roasting, you three take turns to watch her. www.mtlnovel.com. Don't let her run away, otherwise she will definitely go to King to die in vain. Yes, Chairman. Turnip Head is more than 3 meters tall and has a body shaped like a bucket with muscle knots, so it is also called muscle turnip. Bean Sprouts has a slender body like a bamboo pole, and always looks scared and panicked in front of people. Black Roasting is full of black smoke, human-shaped, with a roasting pan on his head, and a string of ILOVECOFFEE written on his clothes in English. Wife struggled and said, "President, you can't lock me, I want revenge. You can't lock me, I want revenge. Chairman, I want revenge. Let me go, I want revenge." HMPH, you must be optimistic. If you let her run away, I will ask you for it. Candy snorted and left angrily. Damn, the soda family was almost wiped out. They are the club's free sodas. Now there are 4 of them, and there is one remaining 7-Up, which is not very useful. The club will probably want itself next. I paid for soda, so heartbroken, and I have to spend a lot of money. Bean Sprouts and the 3 people put his howling and struggling wife Shi into the closed room of the club. Let me out, I want revenge, I want revenge. Hey, my wife, please calm down. You can't kill a powerful person like King. Don't blame the president. The president is also for your own good. You see that the president is usually a kind person. This time, it's rare to get angry for you. Turnip Head bitterly persuades his wife to be happy. Yeah, the president is very angry at your death behavior. You can stay in it for a few days with peace of mind. When the president is angry, you will be released. The chairman really thinks of us as family members, that's why he is so angry. The chairman is so good. Chapter 34. Cards also have a shelf life. Drumsticks. Want Killer Group. Head. After a simple examination by the doctor, it was discovered that the blood stab's body was stirred into a pot of porridge by some force, and it was completely dead. A killer was shocked to report the results of Dark Knight's physical examination to the killer commander. All the internal organs are shattered. The killer commander was shocked. King, it is really terrible. Who of you saw King taking action this time? The other assassins such as cold fronts and sharp blades shook their heads. The killer commander sighed sadly. Another murder is invisible. He is really much more terrifying than our killer. Jingle bell. The phone directed by the killer rang suddenly. Hey, Boss F, hello, yes, we failed again, but we have saved most of our combat power. Please give us another chance. Next time, we will kill the king. Okay, thank you for your trust. Don't worry, we have already figured out the next method to deal with king. This time, he is dead. In the killer world, in order to protect employer information, they usually use code names to address employers. The killer commanded to hang up. Leng Feng stepped forward and asked, Head, when have we figured out a way to deal with king? The killer commander glared at Leng Feng. Idiot, how can I make money without lying in business? He smiled coldly. Besides, I already have a little eyebrow for the way to deal with the king. Let the big guy rest and kill the king in a few days. Yes, head. Somewhere in the world. Huh, what right does waste have to make me trust you? Chuck, I heard that there is a killer star named Sonic rising up in the killer world recently. Yes, sir. Well, invite him to help me kill someone, the price is 1 billion. Yes, sir. The room fell into silence again. What? The vaccine man card expires in 5 days. M City, Wang Feng was stunned at King's home. He just received a warm reminder from the system that the vaccine provider had expired and was scrapped in 5 days. Ding, the retention period of each weirdo card is 1 month, and it will be discarded when it expires. Wait a minute, the system, is there a way to keep the card? That is the vaccine man card. The first 4-star card he owns is also one of the only 2 cards now. It possesses powerful power. How can it be said that it will expire when it expires? Ding, if you want to renew, please recharge. Quote. Is this sentence so familiar? Hey, webmaster, help me charge $2. Wang Feng asked again. How much money can be recharged to make a 4-star card become a permanent card? There are more than 1 million in his card, so I don't know if it will be enough. Ding, the system recharges the card to recharge, consumes a 1-star card to recharge the target card for 1 week, consumes a 2-star card to recharge the target card for 2 weeks. Consume a 5-star card to recharge the target card for 5-week time. Ding, warm reminder, the cards collected by this system cannot be saved forever. Quote. To put it simply, it's card swapping. If he has a star card, he can recharge the vaccine man card for renewal, however, his current net worth only has 2 4-star cards, and he cannot consume the desired judge's card to renew the vaccine man card, because it's not worth it. To some extent, the ability of the desire adjudicator's card is much better than that of the vaccine man. Desire judge. Background. Because the desire of mankind is getting bigger and bigger, in order to satisfy the desire, he constantly destroys the environment. In order to obliterate mankind and the harmful civilization created by mankind, weird people born by the will of the earth. Skills. Judgment. All human beings with appetite, sex, river crab desire, and killing thought, will be deprived of consciousness and fall into a vegetative state. Although there is only one solitary skill, this skill is like a bug for humans, and it is as strong as a superalloy black light and it falls to the ground in an instant. It's a pity that the bug's desire arbiter met bug Saitama and was blown by a punch by Saitama. Wang Feng was very emotional. Saitama, really is strong enough to break the rules. Yes, a few days have passed. I don't know if the express delivery to Saitama last time has arrived. The express delivery in this world is so slow that I want to beat it. People. He turned on the computer and checked the mailing, and found that the gift had been mailed. He imagined Saitama's expression after opening the package, beautiful. Hey. After entertaining himself, he cleaned up and prepared to go out. Ziki called him and asked him to shoot a group of hero public service advertisements at a designated location in M City. Of course, he also hopes to meet the ghost level weird when going out, and use the vaccine man card to clean it up. That is, not to waste the vaccine man card, but also collect the strange man card with a certain strength, so that he can maintain the resistance to the weird. At the same time, Z City, no man's land, downstairs of the Saitama apartment. Chi. The car brakes. Boom. The package landed. Saitama, you have arrived by post. The postman yelled. Suddenly, the car leaves. This time is obviously more proficient than last time. The post office car stayed for less than half a minute from beginning to end. The name of the ghost zone is deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. Ren Saitama and the sender Hong Lingjing died earlier, so that he would not have to risk his life to deliver the post every time. Huh. What about people? Who called me? Hey, is there anyone? Who called me just now? Saitama opened the door to the corridor and looked down. There was no one downstairs, only the marks left by two breaks. That is, a package. Is it mailed to me? Is it another gift from a fan? His dead fish eyes were shining. He flipped over from the corridor railing, jumped down, stepped on his slippers to the front of the package, and it said, Saitama Show, on it. Hey, another fan sent me a gift. He was overjoyed. Yu reading www.yuakanshu.com rushed back to the room with the package. Although he was a hero out of interest, he was also happy to be able to reap fans, because it was not just a fan gift, but also a heavy one. Recognition. Click. He removed the outer shell of the package, revealing the exquisite gift box inside, and carefully opened the gift box. In the exquisite gift box, several bottles of well-known brand shampoo were neatly placed, confident and soft, long-lasting anti-dandruff Qingyang, head and shoulders with better hair. Saitama looked dazed. Wash, shampoo. He only felt the muscles on his face beating, and the word, tick, came out directly from his temples, which was a prelude to going violently. He resisted the collapsed mentality and stiffly picked up the piece of paper in the gift box. Dear Saitama, what should I say? I feel I owe you too much and I can't get anything back. I decided to mail you a few bottles of shampoo full of heart after thinking hard. Men can have no hair, but they must wash their hair, because when there is no hair, your dandruff will be exposed. If you don't take care of it seriously, you will be disgusted. Besides, only by washing your hair carefully can your bald head continue to shine and attract people's attention, and be a brilliant, little sun. Signer. Handsome guy with hair. Ah. Saitama turned into a runaway state who missed the sale, and suddenly tore the note to pieces and spilled it into the air. It turned out that the gift was mailed by that handsome guy with hair last time. Why am I so angry? Is it great to have hair? Although I am bald, I am stronger. Can you get stronger if you have hair? Can. I am a bald head. King. It's great to have hair. You are a bald head after 3 years of exhausting exercise to become the strongest, and I became the strongest when I was eating, drinking, and having fun lying down. Well, it turns out that I still have hair. Chapter 35. Justice Execution. Boom. Huge fireworks emerged from the street. Weirdo, everyone, run away. Let's notify the Heroes Association. Passers-by screamed and scattered. Human beings full of desire, accept the trial. The street rumblingly cracked, and from under the dark ground, he suddenly stretched out his hands and grabbed both sides of the street. Then, with a strong push, the grotesque under the ground jumped up and landed on the street with a bang. Weirdo has 4 faces and is as strong as a cow. As soon as it appears, it immediately destroys the streets and shouts, ravenous humans, all go to death. Boom. A black shadow fell from the sky, knocking the strange man into the air with a punch. Here is the territory of mankind. You can't tolerate you in the wild. On the roof, the man is tall, with elegant blonde hair, a Chinese character face, and 3 hideous metal scars, staring coldly at the weird man who stands up again. Are you a king? I know you, the strongest warrior of mankind. The weird man stood up, 7 or 8 meters high, and looked at Wang Feng who was standing on the roof. Do you know who I am? Hey, I rely on the will of the earth. Wonderful, I don't need to know your origins, I only know, if you dare to hurt humans, you deserve to die. Wang Feng's eyes suddenly opened, and the sharp light flashed. He stepped on the roof under his feet, and the house shattered. He had already used his strength to fly out, raising his fist high, and suddenly hammering at the strange man. Arrogant. The weird man was furious, did not evade, and banged against Wang Feng. You punched me, I punched you, and the 2 punched to the flesh, no one would be merciful. Within a short period of time, the 2 of them were covered in scars. Boom. In the end, Wang Feng punched the strange man's scarred head, directly knocking down the strange man, and then slammed his feet, passing through his heart, and the strange man was immediately exasperated. Humph! Wang Feng gave a cold snort, turned back, and stood steadily on a certain roof, looking down at the dead weird man like an emperor. His face was full of contempt. He spat at the weird body. Bah, rubbish. Which one? Boom. After his saliva fell on the ground, it was like an atomic bomb. The entire area was swallowed up by the explosion, including Wang Feng. After the big explosion, all of it disappeared for hundreds of miles. King, die. Voiceover insertion. Spitting anywhere, although the matter is small, but the consequences are serious. Become a moral hero, starting with you and me, please don't learn King. Bah. A few days later, the hero public service advertisement shot by Wang Feng was officially broadcasted in major squares and TV stations. Wow, that's King's Emperor's mouth cannon, right? So cool. On the street, some children watched Wang Feng blowing up half of the city with a mouthful of old altar sauerkraut, with a look of admiration. Hey, you weird, look at my big trick, the Emperor's mouth, ah. Don't think that only you can do it, and I will do it too. The secret of King Flo Qigong, the Emperor's mouth cannon. Bah, bah, bah. Quote. Wang Feng passed by, watching these little children spitting each other happily, and the corners of their mouths twitched. What is the meaning of this advertisement? Isn't it to teach everyone not to spit? How can there be a counterproductive trend? This is the moral advertisement idea that Zeke germinated from the process of quitting the mob. The content is quite good, but the effect. He glanced at the few kids who were having fun in the saliva war and laughed. Well, it's definitely none of my business. I am a civilized citizen and I never spit and urinate anywhere. He put his hands in his pockets and walked away silently. There are only 2 days left for his vaccine man card. He is going to search for ghost-level weirdos in these 2 days, and use the vaccine man card, that is, not to waste the vaccine man. The card can add a ghost-level monster card as a power reserve. If there is really no ghost-level monster, then hope that there will be a few tiger-wolf-level monsters to recharge the vaccination card. Attention to the residents of City A and to the residents of City A. The Heroes Association has notified urgently that ghost-level weirdos have appeared at the gas station leading to City M. The Heroes Association is currently dispatching heroes to destroy the weirdos. Before weirs are eliminated, please stay away. Gas station, go to the evacuation shelter. Attention residents of City M, and residents of City M. The Heroes Association has notified urgently that ghost-level weirdos have appeared at the gas station leading to City A. The Heroes Association is currently dispatching heroes to eliminate weirdos. Before weirdos are eliminated, please stay away. Gas station, go to the evacuation shelter. Success is 100 words, don't believe it. You will admire me after you count it. The sirens in the urban centers of City A and City M sent out an emergency broadcast of strange information at the same time. Wow! As soon as was broadcast, the citizens of the 2 cities were in an uproar. Ghost-level weirdo. The corner of Wang Feng's mouth ticked slightly. Just to my liking. Taxi. He reached out and stopped a taxi. After getting in, he said lightly, the gas station at the junction of City A and City M. What? The taxi driver panicked and said, this guest, a weird person appeared near the gas station, don't you know? Wang Feng under the peaked cap smiled faintly. It is because I know that I want to go. The driver was stunned. He had already guessed that Wang Feng might be a hero. He tentatively asked, what are you going to do? Wang Feng raised his head slightly, revealing his sharp eyes, and said in a deep voice, execute justice. The taxi driver's pupils shrank, and the cells in his body became excited. Wang Feng's simple sentence, execute justice, immediately made him excited. Guest, you sit firmly, I'm going to speed 200. Boom. The taxi speeded up quickly. It quickly reached 200 speeds. It rushed past a dozen traffic lights and drove all the way to the gas station. Kai. After dozens of minutes, the UU reading www.uakanshu.com taxi driver said to Wang Feng excitedly, hero, you have reached your destination. Oh, got it. Wang Feng pushed the car door down and stared at a gas station not far away. There was a monster like a tortoise shell carrying a car on his back. The monster was feeding gasoline into the car. Everything is over. He stretched out his hands at the weird person, and in an instant, his hands began to gather energy and emit a dazzling light. This is. The taxi driver's eyes widened, and he was speechless in shock. Purgatory Warrior's explosive heat wave cannon. Wang Feng gave a deep drink, and the light shot out from his hand. The camera zoomed out, looking down from the sky, only a flame rushed towards the strange man. Boom! The fire light and the weird contact exploded instantly. While the fire light eliminated the weird, because of the contact with oil, even the gas station was destroyed and exploded. A mushroom cloud was directly thrown up, and there was no ashes left when the weird died. At this time, when the TV screen turned around, a voiceover was interrupted. Fireworks are strictly prohibited in the gas station. The next day, the taxi driver paid a fine of 3,000 and was impounded with his driving license. Voiceover. For your safety, please don't run through the traffic lights. Z City No Man's Land. Saitama lay reclining on the bed, scratching his crotch subconsciously, staring at the TV commercial, and muttering, "Implement justice. If it's cool, I will try it next time. Hey, please, this is a public service advertisement that prohibits fireworks and traffic lights at gas stations. Is your focus wrong? Oh, that's right, you poor can't even afford a bicycle, and you rely on your legs to travel. How can you care about gas stations and running traffic lights?" Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel Chapter 36, Annoying Old Lowly. Wang Feng looked at the moral advertisement on the square screen with a blank expression on his face, his mouth twitched, and he said yes to make me a moral model. How do you mold me into a moral scum? Oh, do you sin? He shook his head and sighed lightly, wandering in the streets of M City with peace of mind, hoping that his aura for attracting ghosts would work, attracting ghost-level monsters, or bringing out his super bad luck of, extremely fortunately deteriorating, encountering expectations. Ghost class weirdo. After a long time, it was dark. However, he did not touch any information about weird people. On the phone, there were a lot of news about weird people in other cities, but today M City is surprisingly calm. Perhaps, peace is the greatest happiness for ordinary people, but for Wang Feng at this moment, it is simply terrible. Boom. Just as he was distracted, the window of the hotel in front of him burst open, and a figure was thrown out of the hotel. He subconsciously stretched out his hand to take it. Start softly. Hey, a familiar person. Wang Feng stared blankly at the person in his arms. He had short dark green hair, fair complexion, slim waist and plump breasts, bumpy, tall, and wearing a dark green dress. Is this Fubuki from hell? Sisters of the Tornado? He was stunned and looked up at the sky stupidly. What happened? Luck is out of luck today. Fushui of ***** fell into his arms. It's over, will tornado kill me if I know it? Ahem, be careful, beware of rewards. Hell's Chushui's complexion was slightly pale, as if caused by excessive use of her ability. She was weak in speaking and very weak. Wang Feng blinked his eyes, offering a reward. Smelly girl, dare to find your grandfather's bad luck. Today I let you come back and forth. I want to eat you. With the bang of the hotel, the door was smashed in an instant. From the hotel, a tall and mighty brawny man swaggered out. The brawny man had only 2 strands of hair like sunflower leaves behind his bald head, and his left and right eyes were even more visible. The 2 sutured hideous scars, his whole body is muscular, Kongwu is powerful, holding a big axe in his hand, his eyes are fierce and cruel. Who are you? After offering a reward to the criminal, he was taken aback when he saw that the stinky lady who was going to kill himself was in the hands of Wang Feng. Wang Feng glanced at the bewildered Hell Fushui, and reluctantly said his opening remarks, I am a lucky hero. Damn it, the ghost-level weirdo didn't run into it, and I encountered a bounty criminal. This is not the dish I want to eat. A hero by luck. The reward guilty said with contempt. What kind of random setting is this? Didn't you give the author a red envelope? Is this sentence used before? 2333. Oh, it's troublesome. Wang Feng hugged Chushui from ***** and walked back. If it's okay, I'll go first and invite you to dinner later. Oh, okay, wait a minute, kid, do you blind me? Hand over the stinky lady in your hand, or I will chop you up with you. The bounty criminal is holding a large axe in both hands, staring at Wang Feng fiercely, and he has the urge to hack someone if he makes a big difference. He is a reward criminal. Killing is as simple as drinking water for him, without any psychological burden at all. Wang Feng looked at the bounty criminal with embarrassment. It would be too wasteful to use the vaccine man card on him, and he would not be able to catch a single hair. It was a loss. Someone does the killing business, and no one does the loss-making business. Has made up his mind, can't waste cards on the bounty. Let's go. I won't kill you. Wang Feng hugged Chushui and turned and left. Brother, just accept it when you see it. Don't force me to take action, otherwise you and I will be sad. Damn, kid, dare to look down on me. I'm a Class B reward criminal. I'll be a Class A in a while. I'm mad at me, I'm going to hack you to celebrate in advance the good news of being promoted to Class A. Offering a reward, the guilty furiously raised the axe with both hands and rushed towards Wang Feng. Oh, I can't save it after all. Wang Feng sighed with regret, his eyelids sinking slightly, his palm raised to aim at the reward criminal, ready to consume the vaccine man's card to release energy bombs to blast the reward criminal into scum. The criminal was offering a reward with a grim expression, and shouted angrily, "Take my life." The big axe in his hand was held high, aggressively. Who? At this time, the sky suddenly went dark, and a car suddenly dropped from the sky and went straight to the criminal offering a reward. Boom. There was a thunderous sound, the car hit the bounty criminal, and the rewarding criminal spewed out a lot of blood. He was pressed under the car, his eyes widened, and he was instantly uplifted. Wang Feng stared at the sudden change, but didn't react. Humph. An arrogant snort came from the air, pulling Wang Feng back from his dazedness. It's you. The trembling tornado hugged his chest, hovering in midair, and glanced at Fushui. What? I didn't learn a lot and just came out alone, not asking me to wipe my butt. Wang Feng breathed a sigh of relief. Hey, it's just that your sister will leave it to you, so I won't have to worry about it. Ah, it's you. King. Tornado saw Wang Feng at this time, and she was furious. Let go of my sister. Oh. Wang Feng's hand is loose. Boom. Fubuki fell to the ground naturally. Ying. This heavy fall caused Shui, who was in a coma, to make a painful sound. Lu Brao's frowned slightly, and there was a trace of pain on his tender and white face. King, you. Tornado was furious, and pointed at Wang Feng's desperately and shouted, I want to fight you. No time, next time. Wang Feng simply refused. His current task is to find one or several ghost-level cards to use the vaccine man. How can he play with Tornado? In other words, how could this girl think of fighting with me? People say that metal bats are sister control, and your Tornado can't escape this label dead sister control. What he didn't know was that Tornado had long wanted to challenge him, but it was destroyed several times. Tornado held his chest with both hands, and looked down at Wang Feng. Huh, what? King, you are really a tortoise with a shrunken head, and you shamelessly say that you are the strongest man. Yes, shameless, such a spineless guy, just give up. Be a hero. Oh. Wang Feng replied casually and turned to leave. Ding, there are convertible cards around, please go to the host to convert. The system's cold prompt sound came. Huh. Card. Wang Feng looked at the reward criminal in surprise. It turns out that it is not only the weirdo that can be converted into cards, but also the reward criminal. Tornado pointed at Wang Feng and threatened. Hey, you are too rude, you ignore me every time. www.mtlnovel.com. Believe me, a meteorite killed you. Oh. Wang Feng replied faintly, and he reached out before offering a reward. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining a villain card heavy axe. His eyes shone lightly, and he couldn't wait to ask the system. System, can you use the villain card to recharge the weird card? Ding, the two are interoperable and interoperable. Perfect. Although no ghost-level weirdos have been found, at least the problem of the vaccine man's expiration has been temporarily solved. Hey, King, I want to challenge you and beat you down from the strongest. Tornado bent down in midair and looked down at Wang Feng. Let's fight. Neuropathy. Wang Feng glanced at Tsunere Lori lightly. Tornado pointed at Wang Feng. What, you really are a tortoise with a shrunken head, you don't have the courage to be challenged by me, you a coward. Wang Feng lowered his peaked cap, put his hands in his white sweater pockets, and turned back home. Well, since you are so persistent, then I will compete with you to see who can eliminate a dragon-level weird in the shortest number of days. This girl is so annoying, just casually make a bet with her. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, as long as you can send her away. As for why you choose the dragon level, of course, it is because the dragon level is rare, so the bet may be extended for a period of time. This girl will don't bother him, let him be clean. Tornado refreshed, and said excitedly, okay, it's a deal. After, she waved her small hand and used her superpowers to pull Fushui into the air, her body flashing green, and she disappeared in front of King with a squeak. Annoying lowly. Wang Feng continued to walk leisurely on the street, still not giving up his good wish to meet a ghost-level weirdo. Chapter 37. Riot M City. I can barely gain something today. Collected a villain card, put off the crisis of the vaccine man expired, and barely achieved his goal today. Wang Feng wandered around the streets casually, thinking all the way. Little did he know that there was a mysterious and terrifying guy around him, a supernova in the killer world. Sonic the speed of sound. Is he king? Sonic stood on the roof with his hands on his shoulders, his hair tied like a girl, his appearance was handsome, his eyes were painted with camouflage like a weird smile, he wore a corset with armored body, and his neck was tied with dark blue and elegant. His long scarf, with a samurai sword hung on his back. At this moment, he looked at Wang Feng, who was walking casually, thoughtfully. The whole body is full of flaws, and I feel that I can kill him in one shot. No, those are not flaws, but traps. The strong want to cover up their real flaws. In deliberately exposed flaw traps, these traps are as beautiful and deadly as poppies. If the attacker is not careful enough, he will definitely die in the wonderful traps arranged by King. Hey, King, can be called the strongest on the surface. The man of, sure enough, there are two things, but. He showed a weird, naive, smile similar to the Guy Fawkes mask in the movie, V for Vendetta. You are on my list of murderers, no matter who you are, don't want to escape my palm. But, where is the real flaw in King? His face solemnly stared at Wang Feng, who was, seemingly random, but actually vigilant, and carefully scanned Wang Feng's body, trying to find out the flaws in Wang Feng's body that could really kill him with a single blow. Flaws. Which one is the real flaw? He has been following King for nearly a day, and the night has fallen. However, he is still not sure which flaw in Wang Feng's body is real. He was about to collapse. Before, he thought that as long as he had patience, he would be able to find out the weakness of his prey, but now, King slapped him severely. He madly held two darts in his hands, wishing to give King a few shots, but, after all, he had been trained in the ninja village since he was a child, and he has practiced a word, forbearance, to a certain extent, and he would not easily shoot if he was not sure about things. He took a deep breath, suppressed his irritability, and threw himself into the find the difference game again. At the same time, it is not only Sonic who follows Wang Feng, but also another tale, Police Hill. After learning that someone is going to assassinate King, he has made up his mind to personally protect King, even if his boss disagrees. He will still go his own way, because that is his mission as a policeman to protect citizens' lives and property. Wang Feng was unaware of this, and walked aimlessly on the street leisurely. Boom. Suddenly, a shocking explosion sounded like a thunder in M City, resounding throughout the world, and a fire burst into the sky in the center of the city, almost illuminating the entire city. Fireworks. Wang Feng looked at the familiar firelight in the center of the city suspiciously, with a faint feeling in his heart. The last time he saw such a gorgeous firework, he met the Desire Adjudicator and was almost deprived of consciousness. Fortunately, the system escorted him. Otherwise, he might miss a 4-star card. Sonic, who has been trying to find out the real weakness of Wang Feng, also looked at the light and fire in the distance in surprise. That location, it seems to be the branch of the Heroes Association of M City. What the is the Heroes Association doing? Could it be that someone was attacked? Hill, as the third captain of the police force, is very familiar with the blocks of M City. He knew at a glance that the location of the explosion was near the branch of the Heroes Association. Based on this, it was speculated that the association might be in an accident. Attention residents of City M, and residents of City M. The Heroes Association urgently notified that the weird prison branch of the Heroes Guild in City M was attacked by mobs. All the strangers in the prison escaped. There is a total of ghost-level strangers. There are several tiger-wolf-level weirdos. The Heroes Association is currently dispatching heroes to destroy the weirdos. Before the weirdos are eliminated, please take care of your safety and go to the refuge to take refuge. The weird siren in the city center of M issued an emergency notification. Puff. Wang Feng was almost not scared by the news. There are really terrorists in this world. There are actually brave people attacking the weird prison. Are we afraid that weird people will come out and kill them first? Weirdo flees collectively. Sonic's eyes lit up, and a naive, strange smile appeared again. King, as a hero, it is your duty to eliminate weird people. Hey, as long as you fight against weird people, you will definitely pay attention to weird people. On your body, relax your vigilance against other people, and then, hey, your life is mine. At the same time, outside the weird prison of the M City Heroes Association branch, Leng Feng and other members of the Want Killer group gathered around the Killer Command. Head, those weirdos have successfully escaped from prison. I believe that the Heroes Association will soon announce to inform the residents of M City. At that time, King will definitely be invited by the association to take part in the action of destroying the weirdos. The Killer Commander sneered and said, King's vigilance was too high, which caused our 2 operations to fail. This time, we find a group of helpers, and we must kill King. Sharp Blade looked at the Killer Commander in admiration. Head, your plan is too perfect. No matter how strong the king is, it will definitely be distracted when fighting a group of weird people. That's the best time for us to assassinate the king. The Killer Commander said bitterly. Since we can't wait for the best time to assassinate him, then we will create our own assassination opportunity, let King escape inevitable, and use his life to wash away the shame of our 2 failures. Kill the king. Shame. Kill the king. Shame. 7 or 8 killers roared in unison. Jingle bell. Wang Feng's phone rang as expected. A weird riot broke out in M City. King is the biggest hero in M City. There is no reason why you reading www.yuakanshu.com can't do anything. After a brief conversation with Maria, who is in charge of the information management of weird people in the association, he hung up the phone. His cells were excited, and his eyes showed an eager impulse. Ghost level weirdo. Ghost level weirdo. He searched for a day, and finally let him wait. Haha, Wangtian has paid off. And by the way, there are more than a dozen tiger wolf level monsters as gifts, how do you say? Put it this way. Perfect. The vaccine man card is about to come in handy. Is this guy getting excited? Sonic, who was observing Wang Feng in the dark, narrowed his eyes. As soon as he heard the news of the strange people coming out, his eyes burst into a strong sense of war, and his loose body became sharp. Blade, is this your fighting state? King. Well, why is there still so many flaws in his whole body? Why are the flaws still unchanged? His pupils shrank. A terrifying man, even if he enters a fighting state, his defense is still tight. This seems to have become a kind of instinct. He is indeed a strong one, and will never let his mind relax because of a momentary battle. King, I want to harvest your life more and more. That must feel beautiful. Boom. There was an explosion sound in the distance. The explosion sound was not caused by artillery bombs, but the blasting sound of heavy objects collapsing. Weirdo. Wang Feng lowered his peaked cap and couldn't help showing a innocent, weird smile. Weirdo, be my card. That smile. Sonic stared at Wang Feng, who was weird, and laughed blankly. His brain exploded. MMP. The patented smile was stolen. Unforgivable. King, I have another reason to kill you. You, die for me. Chapter 38. 1 Trigger. System, I want to use the vaccine man card. After receiving the news of the ghost level weirdo, Wang Feng's spirits refreshed, and his whole body cells became excited. Ding, use the vaccine card successfully. Ding, because the host level is too low, only some experience points can be obtained. Ding, congratulations to the host for gaining 12,306 experience points. Ding, congratulations to the host for reaching level 9 and gaining 20 attribute points and 4 skill points. Ding, congratulations to the host for using a 4-star card. Since it is the first time to use a rare card, the system hereby rewards a skill point. In addition, it rewards the host to comprehend the full set of skills of the Vaccine Man card. Please continue to work hard. Ding! Congratulations to the host for comprehending the skill of the Vaccine Man flying. Ding! Congratulations to the host for comprehending the skill of the Vaccine Man explosive energy bomb. Ding! Congratulations to the host for comprehending the skills of the Vaccine Man enhanced transformation. At first, Wang Feng felt that his strength and other attributes were overwhelming, and he was extremely refreshed. Then he was stunned by a series of continuous notifications from the system. Well, he was fainted with happiness. The alias of the Vaccine Man card should be called the Spree card. It is also called the Surprise card, because it really brought too much surprise to Wang Feng. Needless to say, the experience value, although he encountered the intervention of the cheating system that the legendary low-level character is not worthy of enjoying the high-level monster benefits. The system forcibly reduced the experience value he deserves, but at the current stage of his low level, more than 10,000 experience points are already the quantity that made him very satisfied. The previous 1-star cards and 2-star cards only had a stingy 201,000 experience points. How can there be the arrogance of a 4-star card? However, the most surprising thing is that the system gave him such a generous gift package for the first time to comprehend the full set of vaccine skills. My god, according to the system's settings, unless he stepped on shit, he would never be able to comprehend the 3 at once. This skill really made a lot of money this time. Comfortable. Huh. King was in a daze. And there are more flaws in his body. Why? Why? Sonic stared at King, with cold sweat on his forehead. Did he notice my existence? So he deliberately before the battle expose more flaws and try to attract me to appear. Hey, King, you look down on me too much. As an excellent ninja who has cultivated since childhood, I can definitely restrain the impulsive devil in my heart and look for it patiently when I haven't reached the best time to shoot. Give you a chance to be a fatal blow. In a daze. Huh, is it just like a wooden chicken? Looks like wood, but in fact, the eyes are concentrated and the mind is united. If others dare to attack at this time, they will inevitably suffer a 100-fold counterattack from King. King, I didn't expect your state of mind to have reached such a terrifying state. To the point. Sonic slowed his breathing, trying to hide his breath as much as possible to avoid being discovered by the King. Wang Feng doesn't care what Sonic thinks. After he got the system gift package, he can't wait to open his property panel to check. Name: Wang Feng. English name: King. Level 9. Experience value: 1633 4,000ths. Physical strength: 5. Power: 4. Speed: 14. Defense: 12. Lucky value: hidden attributes, cannot be viewed, cannot be changed. Attribute points: 20. Skills: 1. Liquid Jet LV1. Jet liquid out to attack the enemy. 2. Explosive Energy Bomb LV1. Collect the surrounding energy and launch an energy bomb like a laser cannon. 3. Strengthened Transformation LV1. Strengthen one's own ability, make the power of one's own skills even higher. 4. Flying LV1. As the messenger of the earth, you can fly freely in the earth. Skill points: 9. Cards: 4-star Weirdo, Vaccine Man, 4-star Weirdo, Desire Judge. Warm reminder: 1. Every attribute of a normal person is 5. Full value is 100. 2. The power of the skill depends on the level and is not affected by the character itself, but the number of times the skill is released is affected by the power attribute. Wang Feng was overjoyed. He finally hoarded a few skills. What's more perfect is that he has reached level 9. As long as he goes up one level, the skill points he has always used as decorations can come in handy, and he can upgrade his comprehend skills to level 9. At level 2, he barely had the strength to fight tiger-level monsters. Flee. The weirdo came here. The weird man is crazy. The weird man is crazy. This is a crazy weirdo. Everyone, run. Just as Wang Feng was stunned, the citizens panicked and yelled to wake him up. Kill. 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 Kill all humans. On the streets of M City, a leopard head grimace, brown skin all over, and a weird man covered with sharp barbs was madly vandalizing on the street. The weird man has red eyes and a crazy look. Judging from his appearance, he has lost his mind. There is only killing in his mind, full of violence. This is in prison, it's broken. Wang Feng looked at the crazy weird man in surprise. Even though the usual weird man is cruel, he at least retains his sense and behaves in an orderly manner. The strange man in front of him is like a child who has lost his temper. Destroy. Kill. Destroy. Destroy everything in front of it, and even tear it apart along with the monsters. Kill. 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 The strange man slapped his palm into the wall of the building, and with his force all over his body, he snapped the wall of the building in half like tearing a piece of paper. Boom. The building lost its pillars and collapsed. The weird man waved his arm and tore the collapsed building into fragments. After the building was completely destroyed, he continued to rush forward. Oh, whether you are crazy, please enjoy my energy bomb. Wang Feng took a deep breath, and slowly raised his hands in a posture of spreading his hands. The two palms freely absorbed the energy of heaven and earth, and gradually formed two energy light balls. At this moment, looking from a distance, I saw Wang Feng like a street lamp pole, two big light bulbs hanging on him, dazzling light. You can be sure that, www.mtlnovel.com, the light bulbs are high power. Hey, is the battle going to begin? King, get ready for death. Sonic's eyes flashed with a hint of excitement, his palms held the samurai sword behind his back, his whole body condensed, his eyes fixed on Wang Feng, ready to issue a fatal sword at any time. At the same time. Head, what you said is right. As long as you follow the ghost level weirdo, you will definitely find King. Now, King is about to come into contact with the ghost level weirdo. I think their battle will begin soon. Crossbow Arrow put down the sight glasses and reported the observation to the killer command. The killer commander nodded slightly, and remotely commanded, Cold Front, Sharp Blade, Shadow. You check whether there is any problem with the special weapons we prepared specially for King in your hands. If there is any problem, report it in time. If there is no problem, do it now. Sniper preparation. Yes, head. Leng Feng received. Clear. Several cold voices appeared one after another in the communicator commanded by the killer. Very well, the fireworks celebrating the successful assassination of King tonight have been set off in advance. This time we must kill King, otherwise, our face and reputation in the killer world will be completely lost. Crossbow Arrow smiled cruelly. Head, don't worry, the game you carefully designed for King is perfect. Even if King has 3 heads and 6 arms, he will never escape. Don't be careless, King is not an ordinary person, he is the strongest man on the surface. The killer command solemnly said, we must pay attention to him 200%, otherwise, if we dare to underestimate King, even if we do a perfect plan may fall short. Yes, head. Chapter 39, Shocking Sonic. Kill. 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 The crazy weird desperately destroyed everything. Houses, people, cars. As long as there is something in front of him, none of them are spared from being destroyed. Try my energy bomb. Wang Feng saw that the strange man was 30 meters away, and he held up 2 bulbs in his palm and threw at the strange man suddenly. The energy bomb drew a perfect parabola in the air, and then, lost. The actual direction of his first throw and launch of the energy bomb deviated greatly from his own imagination, and the energy bomb fell directly a dozen meters away from the strange man. Boom. There was an explosion, and there was a lot of dust in the dim street. Ahem. Sonic coughed a few times, vomited a few mouthfuls of dust, and quickly moved from the dark street to the hiding place. At the same time, he was frightened. King has such a keen sense of smell. When confronting a ghost-level weirdo, I can still find me hiding. I just wanted to get closer and then give him a lethal knife. I never expected it, but moved a little bit forward, and immediately exposed the trail. It was terrifying. I have never seen a guy with such a keen sense of smell. The strongest man on the surface is indeed well deserved, but he showed a innocent, strange smile. I won't give up. The ninja itself is a tough samurai. How could I give up because of this little setback? King, your life, I will take it. He turned around, and walked into the dark corner again, slowing down his breathing as much as possible, hiding his breath and figure. Is this the strength of the king? It's terrifying, perhaps, it is such a powerful force that makes some villainous people fearful, and then sends someone to assassinate you, but don't worry, as long as I'm still alive, I will definitely protect you. Oh, whether you need it or not, I will fulfill my mission, just as you desperately complete your heroic mission. Hill sat in his private car, lit a cigarette, took a puff, and then slowly spit out the smoke ring, so that the white smoke made his tough face hazy and hard to see. Head, what is the king doing? When the weirdo is in front of him, how can he attack other places? Moreover, the strength of the king, in a single blow, several tall buildings are gone. The killer commander did not answer the questions of his subordinates at the first time, but glanced around with the binoculars. After a while, he looked solemnly and said, "Besides this, there are still people who want to take King's life." Although he did not see clearly Sonic's appearance, but a little shadow was vaguely caught. That person is a master. The reason why King attacked other places, I am afraid that he has noticed that person's trace. Head, did the employer hire another killer? HMPH, we don't need to care about him. As long as the king dies in our hands, 500 million will still be ours. The killer commander gave an ugly face and snorted. They missed twice. The employer didn't trust them to hire another killer. Completely reasonable. In addition to his dissatisfaction, he could only speed up and erase King from the world. Ha ha. Wang Feng watched his deviated energy bomb attack. His mouth twitched slightly. MMP. Fortunately there was no one around, otherwise it would be embarrassing for people to see his shooting skills so bad. Little did he know that there were more than a dozen pairs of eyes staring at him. Of course, after using the Vaccine Man card, Wang Feng did not kill the quartet like the Vaccine Man, because he possessed the attributes and skills of the Vaccine Man, and he had no combat experience and skills. He is now in the same situation as a child shooting the basket for the first time, with his eyes fixed on the basket, but when he actually shoots, the direction of the basketball flight is different from what he imagined. However, basketball is a thing. If you practice more, your quasi-head will naturally improve. He took a deep breath, and several small, energy bombs hovered out of thin air around his body. He glanced at the weird person he had just attacked, and tried to adjust the direction of the energy bombs and continue firing. Boom. Boom. After adjusting the launch direction this time, the deviation is even greater. Did King lock my breath? A shadow suddenly appeared in the place where the energy bomb was bombed. It was Sonic that had just been hidden. He looked surprised. Can anyone in the world lock my breath? Why am I? I feel that one eye is always looking at me, leaving me with nothing to hide, nothing to hide. It's terrifying. Is this the mysterious and powerful strength of the strongest man on the surface? Oh, if I were an assassin, the way to fight was sneak attack. I'm afraid I don't have the courage to fight face to face with King. It's suffocating to think about it. Fortunately, I am a messenger hiding in the shadows, King. Until then, I will kill you. Well, this time is good, it's already near the weirdo. Wang Feng's eyes lit up. He was greatly encouraged, his palm raised, several small energy bombs for testing appeared, and his finger pointed in the direction of the weird person. Boom. He exploded several times in a row. Huh. Why didn't I bomb me these few times? Sonic hiding in the dark was very puzzled. Is it just because the king bombed me inexplicably? No, there are other killers. Sonic moved and quickly came to one of the places that Wang Feng had just bombed. He found a figure under the ruins and a special gun that looked like a sniper rifle beside him. His pupils shrank. It turned out that King was not chaotic. Yes, but there are other assassins around. King locked several assassins around at the same time. He is just one of them. It's too terrifying. It is amazing to lock a breath. However, King easily locks a few at the same time. His breath, and attacked according to the position of his breath, strong, too strong, and strong made a cold sweat on his forehead involuntarily. The roof is more than 30 meters away. The head, the poisonous needle, and the slingshot have been sacrificed. The crossbow arrow stared at the location of the poisonous needle and the slingshot ambush with the binoculars, and found that the poisonous needle and the slingshot had disappeared, and there was no response to the call in the communicator. He knew the poisonous needle. And the slingshot is mostly over. Damn it, King's sense of smell is too sharp, and there are a few clues around, he will immediately find out. The killer commander slammed the roof railing and ordered, everyone retreats 10 meters back, absolutely can't expose their position for no reason. Yes. Receive. Leng Feng understands. There were a few deliberately low voice answers from the killer command. It was obvious that Leng Feng and the others were also frightened by King's keen sense of smell. They did not dare to make too much noise and retreated quietly to avoid being spotted by King. Well, all fell around the weirdo, and occasionally I fell more than 10 meters away. I am still not very proficient, but it doesn't matter, practice a lot and one day you will become a sharpshooter, but this weirdo actually tested me. The energy bomb was indifferent, and he really lost his mind. He only relies on instinct to drive the body to wreak havoc. Hey, such a non-resisting weird person is just what I want, and it happens to be used as a live target to practice energy ejection. Wang Feng made up his mind, raised his palm, and pinched out a few small energy bullets again. Following his palm, the energy bullets shot in several directions. Shoo! Boom! Damn, King has really locked my breath. Sonic, who was inexplicably blown out again, swayed a few times in the dark, and then went straight to the weirdo. Since it has been locked, even if it hides, it won't help in other places. It's better to hide beside the weird person. As long as you continue to attack me, you will inevitably attract the hatred of the weird person. Then, hey, after you fight the weird person, can you be 100% alert to me? I'm curious. Very curious, King. Shoo. While Sonic was preparing to laugh, innocently, an energy bomb shot towards him, and he sneered. Sure enough, my guess is correct. King has locked me in. As long as I don't leave, no matter where I hide, you will never be able to avoid your attack, but next time I see if you will continue to attack me. He immediately showed a weird signature smile. His figure flickered, disappeared from the energy bomb, and when he reappeared, he was already behind the weird person. The speed was really amazing. Well, I feel almost done. On the other side, after adjusting the launching direction several times, Wang Feng gradually learned some tricks. He narrowed his eyes, staring at the weird man, and suspended a few small, bulb, energy bombs for practicing hands again. After the energy bombs formed, he waved his hand, pointed at the weird person, and yelled softly, "Go!" Several energy bombs flew quickly towards the weird. Rumbling. An explosion sounded. Roar. However, the eccentric was not eliminated as he wished, and the eccentric seemed to be irritated and roared like a muffled thunder. Hey, King, you really got the trick. Sonic smiled, naively. Next, in your fight with weirdos, let me end you. The killer commander of the Want Killer group also lifted up his spirits, and said in a deep voice, everyone is ready, the best time to shoot is about to come, don't miss this opportunity created by our hard work. Clear. The killers answered in unison in the communicator. Then the sound of Kaka's gun fiddling came over. HMPH, King, you can't escape this time. A sharp light flashed in the eyes of the killer commander. Chapter 40. Horrified Sonic. Kill. Kill. Roar roar. The weird man is completely mad. His eyes are no longer crimson, but blood red, the eyeballs and whites of the eyes are all covered by blood, and the eyes become bloody, although Wang Feng's small power energy bomb just did not eliminate it. Weird, but also caused serious injuries to the weird. Wang Feng stared at the mad weird man, his left foot stepped forward, his hands forming a calyx shape, he placed the calyx hand on his waist, and gradually gathered a ball of light in the palms of his hands. This Nima is a tortoise-style qigong. Hoo. Hidden Sonic took the opportunity to watch King's every move, adjusting his breathing frequently to keep his body at its peak anytime and anywhere. Everyone, get ready, install the ice needle, keep calm, aim at the King calmly, rest assured, as long as you get a shot, the King will be torn to pieces by the weirdos, no matter how you look at it, the biggest win is I believe, we will have the last laugh. The killer command uses words to dispel the tension in the killers' hearts and ensure that the action is foolproof. The ice needles in the modified guns of the killers are special ice needles that have been fused with super powerful anesthetics. As long as one of the ice needles penetrates into the human body, it will quickly melt into the blood of the target, and the anesthetic will take effect immediately. Putting people under general anesthesia in a few seconds, making it difficult to move, is a gift specially prepared for King by the killer commander. When planning this assassination, he learned the lessons of the previous two failures. He was afraid that the bullet would not kill the King. He was also worried that the artillery movement would be too large for the King to detect in advance and escape, so he deliberately prepared these special ice needles. Roar. The weird roared wildly, his eyes stared at Wang Feng, and two white mists spurted out of his nostrils. It shook his whole body, and his whole body was barbed free of its restraints, and shot at Wang Feng like 1,000 arrows, the dense barbs looked at him. People feel numb. The corner of Wang Feng's mouth twitched slightly, and he drank turtle pie. Ah! Blast energy bomb. His palm slammed the blue energy in his palm towards the strange man. The energy bomb flew out, swallowing the weird barbs and destroying them into ashes. Chance. Chance. Hands on. The first time Wang Feng attacked the strange man, Sonic and the Killer Commander's eyes flashed at the same time. King, I'm very sorry, I took your life. Sonic's figure flickered, and he appeared above Wang Feng's back in an instant, holding the samurai sword behind his back in his palm, revealing an innocent, weird smile. It seems that someone behind me says I am handsome. Wang Feng had a vaccine man card possessed, his hearing rose greatly, and the sound of Sonic's flicking reached his ears. He looked back suspiciously, and saw Sonic lying behind his back. Hey, a familiar pseudo-mother, he is. Sonic. Wang Feng was surprised, how could Sonic, who fell in love with Saitama and killed him, appeared in M-City? Shoo! Call out! Call out! There were a few slight wind-breaking noises in the air. Pooh! Puff! Puff! Suddenly, the sound of a few sharp weapons wafting in the air. Well, Sonic, who was about to assassinate King, after Wang Feng turned his head and glared at him, he felt pain in several parts of his body inexplicably, as if he had been bitten by a mosquito. However, what frightened him was that his body was not affected by him. Controlled, you must know that he is an excellent ninja. As a ninja, especially an excellent ninja, he has extraordinary control over his body. But now he finds that his body is out of his control, froze in midair, his hands and feet are numb, and he gradually loses consciousness. He feels that his whole body has disappeared. Become a puppet who only retains the ability to think. Boom. In such a situation, he naturally fell from the air, went up to the sky like fireworks smashing through the sky, and landed quickly, seeming to be just to show his face and sell a cute and familiar face. What kind of show is this? Do you wrestle? Wang Feng's situation with Sonic is that Monk Zhong'er is confused, frowning and staring at Sonic, whose face is changing. Boom. At this time, his energy bomb bombarded the strange man, directly blasting the strange man into scum. Ding! There are convertible cards nearby, please go to the host to convert. The system's prompt sound went online on time, indicating that the ghost-level weirdo who was playing soy sauce has died. King, what is your look, pity? Contempt. Sonic, I won't be easily knocked down, I must take your life. Sonic was lying on the ground, his whole body paralyzed, only his eyes could turn. He swept Wang Feng's gaze from the corner of his eye. His heart was furious, and he used his years of ninja perseverance to control his body while slowly pulling out the samurai behind him. Knife, struggling to stand up. King, even if I die, I will die with dignity. He gritted his teeth, stared at Wang Feng, and slowly got up. What's the situation with this person? Why do you look like you want to kill me? Is he a killer hired by others to kill me? No, if Sonic is a killer, then he should launch an assassination with a blank face. Which killer would resent an unknown target? So why does Sonic hate me so much? Did I accidentally blow him up when I tested the direction of the energy bomb? Wang Feng stared at Sonic, who was full of murderous intent and confusion. He didn't understand, and suddenly realized that maybe he really exploded Sonic when he experimented with energy bombs. This explains why Sonic hates him so much. Well, I haven't been in contact with Sonic before. How could he come to kill me for no reason? It turned out to be the mistake I just committed. After he figured out the joints, he said sincerely to Sonic, sorry, I didn't see you just now. Are you okay? No. Didn't see me. Wang Feng's words seemed to have inserted a sharp blade into Sonic's heart. He stiffened, and his anger became more and more. King, you are too arrogant. Even, you said that you didn't put me in it from beginning to end. In my eyes, damn, Sonic, is an excellent ninja who graduated from Ninja Village. How dare you disdain me? He was so angry that his chest was ups and downs, staring at Wang Feng fiercely, holding the katana in both hands, trying his best to overcome the body anesthesia, and slowly stood up with difficulty and struggle. As that, the killer, Hill, who also monitors Wang Feng's situation at any time, saw Sonic appear, his heart clenched, and his palm subconsciously held the gun. However, the next second, Sonic stiffened from the air and dropped him suddenly, making him look again. When the blue veins on Sonic's face were inexplicably protruding, as if he was still unable to stand up with all his strength, he suddenly took a breath. Is it the result of the coercion of the king? There are such strong people in the world. Yu reading www.uakanshu.com. Can you overwhelm people with momentum? Too shocking. Does such a strong man need my protection? No, he may not need my protection, but, as a policeman, I must protect him, even if my behavior is seen by outsiders it's so ridiculous, but what then? No matter what happens, I will always fulfill my mission as a policeman to protect the lives and property of citizens. At the same time, Want Killer Group. Head, our ice needles were all blocked by that person, and none of them hit King. Damn it, did that guy come to kill the king, or did he make trouble? The killer commander recognized at a glance that Sonic was the figure bombed by Wang Feng just now, and he bitterly said, no matter what, everyone replace the spare ice needles and shoot again. As long as we hit the king, we still have a chance. Turn it over. Yes. The killers responded in unison, and replaced the spare ice needles. According to the original plan of the killer command, when the king confronted the weirdo, they collectively shot ice needles at the king. As long as the king got a shot, his whole body would be paralyzed, and then torn to pieces by the weirdo. There was no need for them to continue to shoot. It's just that his plan that he thought was flawless was destroyed because of Sonic's appearance. Fortunately, he made a backup plan. Once the weirdo was killed or the shot was missed, the second round of shooting would be carried out. As long as King was anesthetized, he had to isn't it what they want to kill. Head, we are ready. Okay, aim, prepare, shoot. The killer commander rhythmically directs the sniping behavior of each killer under his team. Shoo shoo. A few slight cracking sounds came out again. Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audiobook to stay updated with our latest stories, and never miss out on a great listen.